Okay. So we're just starting soon. So we're okay. Test. Are we good? Yep. Okay. Oh,
Should I give it a
there we
test
go.
here
There's
too?
your face. Yeah.
Perfect.
You have your face on too. Hello. I think you got your audio good now.
Yeah, how's everyone doing?
You saw the silhouette that we shared of you, right? People recognized it immediately. You're like, that's AJ.
Yeah, my wife took that picture. She's very proud of that picture. Yeah, we were in like the city. I'm like, I need like a headshot or something. Because I only started getting back into social media once we started Lucid. So I'm like, I need like most of the photos are just like me and her, me and my kid. I'm like, this is probably not what we want to lead with for my social media profile. So we had fun doing like a little photo shoot there.
The same photo I have. I don't really have any photos either. It was like a photo that I was on a cruise. My girlfriend just took a photo of it, and that's like the one I've been running with for the longest time. It's not even a headshot, it's just like a camera photo.
Yeah, you find a good one, you might as well stick with it.
Yeah.
Some people do the like AI headshots. Those actually turn out pretty good. Honestly, I've seen some people
AI has been really good.
Yeah, for sure. But like you can like have AI basically give you different backgrounds, different cities. It's pretty cool. I went all natural for mine.
Yeah. What do you think about AI has been like so good now? It's been used everywhere. Like even for that silhouette, I made the photo or someone made the graphic. I was like, can you make AJ a silhouette? And they did it like immediately. It was like very clean.
Dude, I mean, I love it, and I say that as someone that certainly doesn't maximize it compared to what I see some other people doing. Like, you know, we have it. I do like all of our, you know, documentation for like all like the help center and stuff, like how things work. So it's really good at like helping me clean up my language, making sure that it's like super as is laid out as simply and clear as possible. And then we have like, you know, we have a bunch of like an entire development team, and they are really getting their money's worth on their, you know, Chat GPT, Claude, Grok subscriptions, because they have it. It's basically like an assistant, right? So
yeah, it is.
So it's really it's huge. But I use it every day. I definitely said it's, for me, it's mostly like writing. It's helping me with copy, analyzing like legal documentation that I'm reading, or contracts. Like that's what I use it for. But like some of the guys that work with us, like they are using it pretty heavy to troubleshoot and you know, develop code.
Yeah, what do you think about it using for trading? Like, is that something that you think is possible to like to do? Like,
I'm sure it
easy?
is. I'm sure it is. I think that there's probably, I know that there are people that use AI to, if they have like an automated trading strategy, they might use AI to like analyze the code, or like if you have like, if your trading strategy revolves around like large batches of data, I'm sure AI can help like, you know, extrapolate information from there. I think though that like it's not as easy as like going into Chat GPT and say, hey, like this is the strategy I trade, like what can I do? I think that's probably not going to get you very far. I know that I've talked to a couple platforms like third-party applications where they're implementing AI. They're trying to implement like AI actually into their trading software. So I think we're going to see it more and more. But I think just like with anything else with AI, it's dependent on like what you input to it. So if you're not inputting anything good, you're not going to get anything great. I'm sure that there are some brilliant people on, you know, Wall Street or Chicago that are way smarter than I am that are using AI to great effect right now. The quants would know better than I do. That's for sure. I'm not a quant.
Is that something that Lucid allows, like automation for trading? I didn't even look at.
Sure. We do a lot of automation. The only thing that we ask is like, hey, if you're going to be using something, we don't want it to be high frequency trading, because you have like when you have a lot of people and they're copying trades, and then they have multiple like copying trades to multiple accounts, it could be a lot of orders being sent very quickly, and we don't want that like instability on our system, like hundreds or even thousands of orders being fired off in a second. So we don't allow high frequency trading like automated systems, but yeah, I mean, if you have a system that's automated, like go for it. We don't really try to restrict that.
It's good. I never thought of like maybe using either automation or AI to trade for me, so I can get like, let's say, a prop payout. That doesn't cross my mind, but like maybe like I use ChatGPT a lot now, so like maybe that could be something that that gets technology advanced enough to actually do, just like make me a strategy based off the last 6 months of data, and see
if there's one thing I've learned about Lucid is like, if you can think about it, someone's doing it on a prop account right now. I guarantee it. Some of the stuff we're like, we'll be like planning for a change. We're like, oh, well, what about this outlier scenario? I'm like, no one's going to do that. That's not going to happen. And then like 5 minutes into whatever we're doing going live, it's like someone's like, can I do this? I'm like, wow, that's impressive. So I guarantee you someone is using like has an AI automated trading system and is using it on prop accounts, probably on Lucid too. But yeah, I know some companies don't allow it. I mean, we do say like if you are going to be using one, you know, let us know. I mean, we're not looking to like ban anybody or do anything like that. So it's just like, hey, like if you got one, let us know, but it's not like restricted or anything.
Yeah, I'm seeing the chat already. They already came to the questions. They said, when is Tradevate?
When is Tradevate?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the first question, we might as well just get it out of the way, right? Can you share something on your screen?
Yeah, I can see it. The graphic that says like when, right? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
so
picture's too large.
Cool. So we are finally happy to announce we can give an official date that we have partnered with Tradevate, Ninja Trader. We're gonna have TradingView. It's coming in October 2025. So we're still like a couple months out. but I mean, I've been alluding to it for a long time in the chat because people have been asking me when, since I think like, you know, a month before we launched. And, you know, I've been talking to NinjaTrader since January, December. Obviously they have a lot going on. So, you know, between the merger and some certain things that they're rolling out. So conversations were always positive, but we just couldn't get a date, but we actually started integrating with them already. So it's all underway. It is confirmed coming. It's coming in October. So I can't give you a more specific date in October than that. Otherwise, my development team will come they will stab me. But it is coming. We're not far. I can finally give you somewhat of a date, and I know that everyone's going to be super, super stoked about that.
Yeah, you guys already just added Project X, like I think was it a week ago or maybe like 10 days ago? How's that going?
It was a week ago Monday, so we're literally like just we are at our 1 week plus one for project. It's been great. I mean, we saw some pretty huge growth in our first week. Our team though, we were ready for that. So actually, it's kind of funny. Like we were Rhythmic only for the first 3 months. But I mean, I've been talking to NinjaTrader since the beginning of the year. I've been talking to Project X since I think it's been basically since we launched around April. And we had no exact timeline for either of them. And then 4th of July weekend, they both were like, hey, yeah, like let's start. And so we went from like, all right, we just have Rhythmic to, oh wait, we're going to be integrating both platforms simultaneously. Yeah. So Project X is their API is a little bit easier for us to set up. So we went with that first. And it's been pretty great. I think the people crashed our website within an hour of it going live, and once we allocated more resources, it's been pretty smooth since. So the whens, like when is Project X coming, when is NinjaTrader coming, they definitely died down last week. And so now that the launch for Project X is smooth and the focus from the development team is on NinjaTrader, we've kind of got all the data feed option information out there, and we're really excited to wrap we're still like in the early phases, but we're really excited to get NinjaTrader out there, NinjaTrader Tradeovate out there to everybody. We know how important it is to everyone.
Yeah, because there's many people who is aware of Lucid, like I guess because you guys have been running for like 4 months now, and you guys just got Project X, so they've been aware of Lucid, but they've been holding out of trying you guys out until you guys have more platforms like NinjaTrader, Tradeovate, and even Project X now. That now you guys have it. That's why like you had such a huge growth. But what do you think separates Lucid from, let's say, another firm, but I guess high potential?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think something that we're going to have right off the bat is I don't think that there are going to be a lot of companies that have NinjaTrader and Project X and Rhythmic. Now, I know that Rhythmic is not like as popular, but it's Rhythmic is what I've always traded on. I've never traded. I mean, I've messed around with NinjaTrader a little bit, and now that we have Project X, I've been playing with it, but I've always been a Rhythmic guy. But like, I'm really excited that between all those platforms, like there's not many trading softwares that our traders won't be able to access. So like having all of those data feeds gives us some of the most, diverse platform like trading software functionality in the space. And I'm incredibly proud of that. And one of the other, to that end, like one thing that we're doing that not a lot of other companies are doing, like I don't think anyone else has a real-time dashboard like we do.
Yeah. Right. Someone did share about that. They pass the eval and then they could activate like right away.
So the way it works is when you take a trade on Lucid, and this works for Rhythmic and Project X, as soon as you're flat from a position, within 2 to 5 minutes, your dashboard, like the objectives, the balance, all of that, they're updated in basically real time.
Oh, that's how does that even work? Like real time like that? I never seen that.
How it works. That's a question that I'm certainly not qualified to answer. Why it works is because I have a few guys that are absolute animals on the development side, and all they do is they strive for perfection, and they want to be the best. I think as a new firm, and in the space that we're in, like credibility is always like it's invaluable resource, and it's kind of hard to get early, right? Especially when people assign a lot of credibility to having NinjaTrader Tradeovate. So we're like, all right, well, this is going to take time. What can we do to like tell so people know that like, one, we have our like shit together, and like we know what we're doing. And we're like, why don't we just build what's more or less some of the most advanced technology, especially in the space generally, and especially for a firm that's only a few months in. So we came out of the gates really strong, making sure that our tech was like stood kind of on its own.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you how. To my explanation is the guys that I have doing the work are out of their minds. That's
Yeah.
how.
People in chat, they're
That's
saying
how it
like
works.
TopStep has that too, but they took like 10 years
Mhm.
to actually implement it. I think
Oh
they
yeah,
just, it was like a recent thing.
yeah, I'm not saying that we're the only ones that have it. I know that we're the only firm that had it that's 4 months old.
Yeah, yeah.
That's for damn sure. And I think, like I said, there are definitely a couple other firms that maybe beyond even TopStep have that, but I know TopStep didn't have it 4 months in. And from what I understand, none of I don't think any of the Tradeovate companies have it. And you know, we're gonna be launching Tradeovate with the real time dashboard
Ooh,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of, if people, the easiest thing I think to explain in terms of like what makes us different is, you know, having all of the platform options and having real-time data compared to what a lot of the other companies have is something that really stands out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you know if that real time thing is updated for payouts as well? Like if you hit the criteria, you don't have to, do you have to wait end of the day or?
You still have to wait end of day for payouts, but that was in development when that was the next thing on our development roadmap when we got the call from Project X to NinjaTrader. So like we were working on that, and once we got the go ahead to start the integrations, we kind of had to put that in the back burner. But we definitely want to be able to make real time payouts a thing. It's just gonna have to wait until that up and running.
I think that came up in the Discord, my Discord, SBF Discord, where they're like, I meet all the criteria, like the 5 days, minimum threshold, everything like that, but I don't see a request. But I'm like, I'm not sure if this is instant updates or maybe you have to wait in a day. So that must be why they got to just wait for it.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it does basically what happens sometimes is traders will they'll meet every objective except for one, and then Globex will open. And so they'll like maybe it's just a trading day objective and they hit it right away. So their dashboard will say it'll say green for everything. So it looks like all the objectives are met, but there's no button. It's just because the payouts are still end of day processing, but we're looking to change that. It's just hard to do something that no one's done that. And it's hard to pull off that miracle while we're also pulling off the double data feed integration. So I ask a lot of every time my development team sees me typing in the chat, I think they start to sweat a little bit to see what I'm going to ask them to do next. So I was like, listen, let's get Project X up, let's get NinjaTrader started, and then once we have all of that lined up and we handle that initial push of growth, then we can come back to the real time payouts. But that's definitely a priority for us.
Yeah. So is like multiple platform offering something that you want to actually have for everyone? Like because like TopStep dialed back, they only want to do Project X. And you're trying to add more. So like you want as many platforms as possible, basically. And then like the trader can choose. And you have to work with all three of them. Because that's something I talked about with other props. Like they like to kind of consolidate all the data within like one or two main platforms and not offer way too many. But you're able to do like multiple platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I get why like why another firm might want to like being able to consolidate all of your like every data feed has their own they have their own code, they have their own documentation, they have their own administrative portal. It's a lot, and you need to have people on the back end that know their way around. Maybe not all of them, but like you need tech support for NinjaTrader, you need tech support for Rhythmic, you need tech support for Project X.
Yeah,
it's communicate and then the vendors themselves, like they all have different channels that so like you've got Slack, you've got like Salesforce, like there's lots of different moving parts. So it's definitely more work for us. But I mean, I think the best thing for traders at a prop firm is to have as many options as possible. I definitely see why other firms do it, and it's definitely going to be something, it's extra workload for us, but giving traders it's extra workload for them, but giving traders the opportunity to trade on what platform they prefer, what platform, they're most comfortable with is what's going to allow them to have the best success, opposed to, when we had Rhythmic, I mean, for some reason, like I said, Rhythmic gets a lot of crap, and I think it's unjustified, but like the one thing that people hate about Rhythmic is that the like Sierra Chart, Motivewave, Quantower, they're not like plug and play platforms, right? You kind of have to know how to use them. And so I think one of the first things I learned, it's like, you have to give people the option that they're most comfortable with in order to make them want to work with you. So we're just like, listen, we just got to have all the options. By adding NinjaTrader and Trade-of-8, we're not taking anything away. We just want to add.
That's your final piece too. Like NinjaTrader and Trade-of-8, that's like the only thing holding back. I think because that's still the narrative that like if a firm doesn't have Trade-of-8 or NinjaTrader, they're not like they're suspicious. But I feel like there's like more nuance to that. Like if there's a red flag and they don't have Trade-of-8, that makes sense. But like there's other firms that that are operating really good because you guys have no issue so far. I think I've seen of similar to like Tradeify upbringing where there's like zero issue, great support, and like very quick payouts. I think Lanto got payouts from you guys and it was like 3 minutes. So it's like the same time as like Tradeify, like which I liked, and that was like a new thing, like instant payout basically.
Yeah, no, we wanted to come. I mean, payouts. I mean, that's what we're here to do, right? That's why people. If you can't have the payout process locked down, then I don't understand why you would even, more or less work with a firm. So obviously, like I know, like Tradeify's always had like since day one, they've always been very quick to pay out. My funded futures, I think they're measuring their payouts in like milliseconds now, which is pretty cool. And I love to see that. It's not like it's so frustrating for a trader when you hit all the objectives and like you're there and you're waiting days like that. I know you lose sleep over it, right? Like if you're especially if it's a firm that has a history of denying, which those other two I mentioned don't. But like if you have to wait a few days to find out if you're going to get approved, it messes with you psychologically, emotionally. It's tough. So we wanted people to just have the most seamless payout process possible with where we're at. I mean, we want to get faster over time. But yeah, I mean, I would say most of our traders, the only time a payout ever takes longer than like 15 minutes to get approved is if you request it between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. because all of our payout processors are East Coast based. So we're sleeping. But I mean, it usually gets done before 8 a.m. if it came in at the middle of the night. So
I'm asking chat for questions now. I guess I'll fire you some questions that you asked. One common one is crypto payouts, crypto payment methods. Is that something on the horizon?
Yes, I'm working on that right now. It's something that I'm going to have lined up for once we're done with NinjaTrader, then I can get the tech team to start integrating with that. Crypto is interesting. I'm not like a big crypto guy. I mean, I've used it here and there back in the day, but I'm not like up to speed on like modern crypto, and like there's just there's some red tape to walk through for them because I guess not every state is friendly for crypto. So I'm basically working on the contract, the legal structure that makes it compliant, and that's going to probably take about a month. And by then we should be through the NinjaTrader push, and then we can but I want to be able to accept crypto payments and pay traders out in crypto. So we're looking for it to make it happen both ways. It's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah.
Next question. Does Lucid plan on making their own, like I guess a YouTube live stream channel for the prop firm, like how Top Step, Tradeify, MyFund Features is that also planning there?
Like every firm's doing it. We're talking about something, but we are going to be doing some video content, and I'm going to be like a main focal point of that. I don't necessarily want to do like a trading live stream. Like there's like I said, there's kind of like I don't want to say like there's like a template that's being followed by a lot of companies right now where you get some content creators, they come on, they talk through markets, they trade, and some of them are really good. I know a lot of people like them, but I don't necessarily think that Lucid needs to do that exact thing. But that doesn't mean that there's no like live video content that we can't do that's like fun, right? Like I think I want to do it more from like a community engagement and almost like entertainment component, not so much like live trading. Because I think it's just, if we're going to, like, it's a pretty, you have to invest a bunch of money, you have to hire a bunch of people. Like, if we're going to do something, I want to do it differently. So there's something coming on that. It's several months down the line. Like, this is probably not before the end of the year. But when we do it, we're going to take a little bit of a different approach to it. And I'm really excited about it, but I would say it's like a intermediate term plan, not like an immediate roadmap.
So there's multiple asking, like, this is such an obvious thing, but maybe you could, if you want to expand to it, like, how does Lucid make money other than like I guess just off of the fees and stuff, but like maybe if you can expand on like the live program or something.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing, we have a live program, obviously, and our vision for the live program, I think it comes down to like the main criticism that a lot of traders have about going live. Like the thing that you always see online is, there's no point in going live with a prop firm, right? You see that. I mean, I've given that advice to people personally. Like when someone's like, hey, like I got a bunch of money, like this is the firm, like what should I do? I'm like, take it and put it in a brokerage account. And it's because I think that a lot of these live programs, it kind of feels like, you go through sim, you get a bunch of payouts, you have a bunch of money that's eligible to move live, and it almost feels like you're like cut off in a way. It's like they're not really like, okay, congrats, here's your move, here's your big account, here's how you get payouts, and then you're kind of just like left on the shelf to collect dust. And I think what happens is a lot of traders, they maybe try to like, they're like, well, maybe there's some promise of something happening, and they're hopeful, but it ends up just being like nothing. So we want to provide our vision is that there's a middle ground between that where you're just in sim and then you go live and you're just left there. And then there's like also like something to be said about the kind of like traditional prop desk model where the firm is taking a financial interest in you and scaling you up with capital and sharing in the profits with you. So like our vision is to kind of bring that like traditional old school prop model to the modern prop firms and kind of, merge them together. So like our goal with our live program is to, create a path so that all live traders have the ability to scale up capital. And then if you're good, Lucid gets to scale you up and participate in those profits with you. So like we want to establish a long-term relationship with our profitable live traders because, I mean, this stuff, trading isn't hard and trading prop firms isn't like easier. So if you find someone that can go through the simulated and funded phase and make a bunch of money, and then you put them in live and they make even more money, that's someone that should not be cast aside, right? That's someone that should be encouraged and supported because there could be a mutually beneficial relationship there. And so we want to create an environment where traders want to trade with us live long-term, because then we can back them and make money off them there.
So what's like the benefit that you would want to implement that would be better than just kind of taking that payout and just funding it on your own personal, where you get like 100% profit split, I guess tax benefits and no rules whatsoever? Like, how would you have an idea to challenge that to make it like more?
Definitely.
Appealing? So
I think there's a couple things that I see wrong with a lot of live programs that we've implemented since day one. I think a lot of people they go live, right? And there's still objectives, there's still minimum trading days, there's still minimum amounts of money that need to be made on a day to take payout. Like we've never had those. We want your brokerage account with Lucid, your Lucid Live account. We want it to effectively work the same way as a traditional brokerage account. So that means that any money that's deposited there, you can take, there's daily payouts. There's no trading objectives. When you have a real live account, you just call up your broker or you email them, say, hey, send me an ACH, even if you're down for the day. So we've taken that approach where there's no objectives, there's daily payouts in live. If you have the margin, you can swing trade. So it looks like a live brokerage account, smells like a live it tastes like a live brokerage account because it is. So we wanted to make that nearly identical. Additionally, we've made it so every live trader gets a monthly $200 a month stipend. So that way they can use it on coaching, software, educational material. I mean, whatever they want. I'm not asking them for an expense report. But we're giving them a little bit of money so that they could to cover any of their trading related expenses. So there's an additional benefit there. And our goal is so we're trying to get CME membership. So we want to be able to, we don't have it. There's a lot of paperwork involved and it's a process, but that'll allow us to offer discounted commissions for NQ, ES, MNQ, MES. So we want to get that commission structure down. It would basically be 50 cents a round trip on a micro and $1 a round trip on a mini, which if you're trading a lot, it can be a lot of savings. So those are the main benefits for just live, right? You're in a direct account, you're in a pro account, you go live, that's what happens. But then, like I said, that's just that initial phase. So what we're implementing now, like we have like what's called like an escrow system where some of the money gets held back when you go to live and it's released as a bonus. And then if you draw down your live account, it creates like a second chance in live. We've restructured that a little bit. There's a pretty big restructure, but the trade-off is that there's going to be a capital scaling structure where beyond what gets moved live, Lucid is going to put up money that you get earned as you start to be profitable in live.
Okay.
We can go into a little bit more detail there, but we want, and this is out for every live trader. I know that like Top Step basically has like a milestone bonus plan where if you hit certain profit amounts, you just get like X amount of dollars. I know Tradeify just came up. They have almost like a competition style bonus program, right? If I understood that correctly.
Yeah.
So like we're like, that's for their top traders. Like for us, like every trader that goes live is going to be able to earn extra money that Lucid is just going to give them. Can
you give an example? Like, I guess just so they can understand it.
Yeah. Do you want to
like
throw something
just
here?
Yeah. If you have a graphic.
I do. Give me a second.
Because I'm following. I'm not sure the viewers following. So they hear bonus. They're like, okay, what's his bonus? It's gonna be like $100.
I just sent you something in Discord.
Okay. Okay, so this is transition to Lucid Live. Example, trader has 150K moved live from Lucid Pro. 100K.
Yeah. So in Lucid Pro, we have a 150K move to live cap. So basically what happens
that's after getting a lot of payouts, right?
Yeah, no, there's nothing to do. This cap is nothing to do with the simulated payouts that you got in Lucid Pro up to this. So you can get 6 payouts per account in Lucid Pro, and then up to 150K can be moved live.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Right. So basically the way it works is it's going to be split into 2 buckets. 30K is going to be deposited into your brokerage account like day one. Of that 30K, that's like, immediately available. Obviously, you need to leave money in there to trade. But once that money's in the account, you can request a payout of really whatever you want from day one.
Okay.
The rest is split. In this example, 120K is put in the trader escrow pool. So this is based on 30 plus 120. That's the total 150.
Okay. Yeah, 150.
So what Lucid's going to do is we're going to match that trader escrow 50%. So in this example, with 120K in trader escrow, we're going to put up 60K in the Lucid bonus pool.
Wait, why are you doing that? Why are you adding 6K in the?
Because we want to give traders that are profitable live the opportunity to scale up, and we want to give people an incentive to trade with us, right?
Okay.
There needs to be a benefit for traders that stay in live, and I think capital from the firm, additional capital from the firm that has nothing to do with what they got moved to live with, is the most clear and obvious way to do that. If you want to say, why should I trade with you? What better response is to that than we're going to give you money, right?
Okay,
that's
the best. So answer. The make 5 take 5.
Sure. So all this money, like you can see, like it flows, right? It splits trader escrow 60, and then it's like make 5 take 5. So the question is, you have these 2 pools, like how are they released? So for every $5,000 that you make in live, $5,000 is released from trader escrow. So that's that 5K deposited. And then we're going to match that 2.5K from the Lucid bonus pool. All right. So you make $5,000 in your brokerage account.
So that's 35K now. That's 35K.
And then we deposit another 5. So now you're at 40.
Oh, okay.
And then you get another 2.5 deposit from Lucid bonus pool. So now you're at 42.5.
And then you can just withdraw, I don't know, like 12.5K down to 30K again.
So you can withdraw the 30 as much as the 30K as you want, like initially. Okay. For what we deposit in here, we want you to keep that in there for 60 days. But after 60 days, it's all withdrawable. So let's say you open this account on September 1st, right? On September 1st, this opens. You can take as much as you want out of this 30K, and then November 1st, anything that gets released from this 120K or 60K, that's fully withdrawable too.
Okay, okay. I think some people in the chat is a little confused. I just want to go over. This is the 150K profits transition live. That's like after taking 6 payouts already, which is like 3K 6 times
Yes.
on 5 accounts. That's like 15,000 6 times. That's
Right.
like what, 90,000, something like that. That's like after that. And if you have any profits left over, it's going to be taken to this live thing, which you get 30K to start, which is how does the math work if it's like not 150K? Like if it's like, let's say 50K, is it still like divided by 5, I guess, like 1/5 and then 4/5?
So if you have 50K moved live, 30K would be put in the brokerage account, and then 20K would be in the trader escrow pool, and then 10K would be in the Lucid bonus pool.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
No. Yeah. I see.
So the trader escrow pool is always whatever is on top of $30,000 moved live. So if you have 100K that's moved live, 30K goes into brokerage, 70K goes into the trader escrow pool. And
okay. No. I see that now. So like,
gotcha.
I mean, I want to start with the brokerage. Like I guess after 6 payouts, which would be like 90,000 to my pockets already, I get transitioned with the rest of the profits. I start with a 30K live. If I make 5,000, basically I get 5 extra plus that 2.5. So I'll be at 42.5 already, and I can withdraw that down and keep on doing that, I guess.
Yes, you can keep every time. That's why the make 5 take 5 says that every time you make an extra $5,000 in live, you get another $5,000 from escrow. You get another $2,500 from the Lucid bonus pool, and you just do that over and over and over again until both of those pools are depleted, and all of that money has been deposited into your brokerage account.
Okay, I guess the main question I think probably Kane is also asking too: if you blow your brokerage account, do you still keep the pool somehow? Like, or how does that work?
Yeah. So what we have, I have a graphic for this too, but basically what's going to happen is this pool will stay there, really forever. Honestly, the pool never goes away. We have what's called like the safety net account, which is like our second chance at live. So if you blow this before you ever get to release the escrow bonus, what happens is we put you in a simulated account where we ask you to make $10,000 in simulated profits over the course of 10 days.
Is it free or is this?
It's free. It's free.
Okay.
You just get. This is basically like instead of blowing your live account and going all the way back to the beginning of the eval, you got there because you earned it, right? You traded this account for probably a month, maybe 2 months, maybe even more. You obviously did something right, and that initial move to live, it's a lot. I'll admit, some people might be trading live for the first time. So we've created this like safety net account for you to say, okay, well, you got to live, you stumbled the first time. You have all this money in escrow and bonus that can be earnable. Why don't we just like help you get back on your feet? There's no cost to doing this. Just go back to sim, try to make a little bit of money, get your confidence back, cool off from your blow up, and then come back to live with money that we give to you and give another shot at earning this escrow and bonus. So it's basically like we're giving people a second shot if they blow their live account when they're at no cost to them.
So the escrow still stays there, which is good, I guess.
Yep, it still stays there. The escrow and the bonus, they both still stay there.
Okay. No, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, our mindset is live. Live is hard, man. You know, especially if a lot of people are going live for the first time.
You know, people in chat, I don't know if you're reading, some of them are sketchy on this idea because maybe they feel like it's too good to be true. They're like, you're giving more of a bonus. Like, what happens? And I think maybe it's hard to grasp because let's say another firm, they'll just forfeit your profits instead. Like I guess even TradeFi is a good example where if you take like a certain amount of payouts already at 100K, everything's forfeited. For you can take already like 95, 97,000 in sim, and then you can still transition with 150K sim, which gives you 30K immediately if you want to withdraw it, right? Is that what you said?
Right, that's right.
Yeah, so that's like already like kind of like 120 cap already, and then you still have the escrow, which if you make more, you can withdraw more. So I guess I actually like that. Okay.
So I think the thing is like, you know, when people like, we get this question for lots of things, like, is it sustainable? Like, can it be done? No, I think the reality is, you know, live trading, you know, it's not easy. Not everyone's going to make it. So like it's an incentive for live traders, but like not everyone's going to be able to unlock all this money, but we want to, like I said, we want to incentivize trade. What are the stats that are thrown around about like how many traders that like trade in live traditionally like are profitable, right? We're talking about a small percentage of people, but those people need to be empowered. Like I know a lot, like you see them on, in the community, you see them on streams. There's an opportunity for a prop firm to partner with these people that are really, really successful, and creating an incentive that's unique and has people, instead of like, we want to get people out of that mindset of just being in sim forever. I think and I get why, but I don't say that like as a bad thing. I absolutely get why traders want to stay in sim. It's totally understandable. Like I said, I've given advice to my friends plenty of times before that that it's better for you to take at certain companies money out of your brokerage account and out of your simulated account, just deposit it. And they do that. But like there needs to be an incentive for like the top level traders, because they are out there. They're not, there's not thousands of them, but there's a lot of them. And I want to establish a relationship with the best. And this gives them, because if you're really, really good, you're smart enough to look at a firm and be like, all right, let me just take my money and put it in my brokerage account and trade. This gives a reason for the elite to stay with us long term. It's like, Lucid's going to give me more money, right? Like keep those people, because there's an opportunity to share profits with them.
Yeah, I see that. Some people in the chat is like, why doing the escrow at all? I think this is because if you don't do the escrow, you just forfeit profits like other firms, right? Like every other firm has a cap.
But there's 2 points. One, the escrow allows us to make so that you don't have to forfeit so much money.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you built up a big balance in Lucid Pro, which we want you to do, we don't want you just like to delete all of that because you got payouts.
It's very depressing, because that happens to everyone on Tradeify and then other firms too. Like even my fund of features, like you make, I think it's like there's like 25K soft cap or something like that for everything, and you make like 50,000. They just like, oh, everything gets forfeited. So this way, like you're just putting that, I guess, already potentially forfeited money like other firms like would do, but you put in a pool where if you make money, you can basically like more than double, because you make 5K, you get 7.5K. So that's like, is that like a 250% increase?
Yeah, I mean the cap, like if you in this scenario, if you unlock all of it, you get $210,000 total capital allocation when you go live, beyond what you made in sim. But to the question of like, is it sustainable? Well, there's 2 parts of this, right? We actually have right now a larger amount deposited in our current structure. More money goes into the account like on day one, but you don't get this bonus, right? Like so it's like more upfront, but less on the back end. This is less upfront, more in the back end. And the way that we're going to roll this out, like it's going to go into effective on the 22nd. We're not making this change retroactively. Any trader that's purchased or reset an account this Friday or earlier can choose either the current structure or this new structure. So it's not retroactive. We're not like forcing anybody to do anything. When you get, if the accounts that get moved live or purchase or reset on or before Friday, you get a choice between the current structure and what we're talking about here. Anyone after that will be using this structure, but there's a trade-off, right? Right now we put in a lot more on day one. This we're going to put less on day one, but you can make a lot more later.
Yeah.
So like there's a sustainability trade-off for people that are like, oh, like how can you do this? We've made it. I think it's a good trade-off, especially if you're someone that really believes in yourself to go the distance. Like this is the best long-term opportunity that I think that exists in the space right now. I'm sure people might disagree with me, but that's okay. I think that this is still really, really generous in terms of how much money you can make from a funded account and how much you can make in a live account. I mean, it's pretty high, but that's the reason that like why we have escrow is to create a huge upside opportunity while still running a sustainable model for the firm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. But what happens if you, I guess, make enough profits where the pool is empty? Does it keep on going somehow, or is it you finish everything?
Oh, you mean beyond the pool? Like what happens if you go the distance here? So the goal is obviously we're new, so we like, as we grow and as we scale, the number of people that like go through this program is going to increase. The end game is like, after people successfully go through this live process, we want to create what's more or less like a virtual live desk.
You have to sign them, because if they accomplish it, that's like a large milestone, starting from 30K to going up to like 100 plus.
No, they start in an eval or a funded account, and they go through that. Then they go through this too. Like that's a 3 to 4, probably a 3 or 4 month process where they have overcome, the challenges of going through the simulated funded phases. They then prove themselves in live again. They unlocked all these bonuses, and they're scaled up pretty good at this point, like from like working with Lucid. So the goal at that point is to say, listen, like you're good, like you're the 1% of the 1%. Let's get you into a community of other people that just went through what you went through, so that you can collaborate with them, and so that we can throw even more resources at you guys. Like, this is when you get to basically effectively a live desk with other verified traders, because you all just went through the same gauntlet to get where you are. I think that's one of the hardest things as a trader, is like, there's so much information out there. There's so many people that you could talk to. It's hard to know, like, some people, it sounds like they know what they're talking about, but you don't know for sure. If people go through this and then they end up on the desk with other people that went through this, they know that they at least had the same standard be met as the people that they're collaborating with. And I think that's something that is invaluable. Yeah,
I mean, I would sign that person. I would actually copy trade that person if they made the whole thing. So
no, I mean, that we'll be looking at that too. Don't you worry. Like I said, there are so many opportunities for Lucid and traders once we find people that can go through all this. Like I said, trading's hard. It's like you talk to anyone that's done it. It's like one of the hardest endeavors anyone can take on. There's a high failure rate. But if you are successful, if you are one of the few, there should be incentives to keep pushing on with a company that you're working with, that a company that's bought, like people that are trading with Lucid have bought into Lucid. And there needs to be a long-term, in my mind, there needs to be a long-term path for that relationship to be mutually beneficial. And this is our way of doing that.
That's good. Let me see.
I have another way of showing this too, if this visual is not ideal for everybody.
They're asking for a remove DLL option, like add-on. Is that something that you consider if it's like, I don't know, like another like $30-$40 add-on or something?
Yeah, I mean, we get asked this every day. There's two things. One, creating a checkout process that allows for add-ons and dynamic pricing is not something that, like, from a development standpoint, we can prioritize anytime soon. People ask for add-ons for lots of different things, like higher consistency, no DLL, intraday drawdown. I get it. Like the futures desks, they have a really, really cool checkout system. Their checkout tech is sick, where like you can basically change the plan and it's going to constantly change the pricing on it. That is a developmental ask that I just can't ask from my team right now with everything that we're doing. So the add-ons
just push on the devs.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, I can't do it. So like, I can't put that on them right now. It's not coming in the near future. But like to the DLL specifically, I think it's worth calling out something that we've got that no one else has. It's called the scaling daily loss limit. Essentially, all of our funded accounts, they start off with a fixed DLL the same way as any other company, right? It's just like it's like a set amount. What happens is once you get over the initial trail, the fixed DLL drops off and a scaling DLL kicks in. Now, what's that mean? Let's say you're in a 50K account and you close a session with $5,000, which is your highest profit ever. So you have a $55,000 balance in your 50K funded account, $5,000 in profit. What we do is we take 60% of your peak profit, in this case $5,000, and at the end of the day, we readjust your DLL on the back end. So your DLL on a 50K account goes from 1,200 to 3,000.
And that's 60%, right?
That's 60%. Exactly. And it's 60 for every account. It's always 60%. And that happens not just once. That happens every time you make a new high watermark in the account. So let's say, right, you have a $5,000 of profit. You now have a $3,000 DLL. The next day,
that's not highest. That's highest balance, not current balance.
The highest balance ever. Highest balance ever. It doesn't go down. It never goes down.
That makes sense.
Down. Yeah.
So
let's say the next day you make $5,000. So now you have $10,000 of profit in this account. Your new DLL is $6,000. And that keeps happening as you achieve higher and higher watermarks. So the more money that you make in your funded accounts, the more risk you have. You can end up having a 5-figure DLL in our funded accounts if you make enough money. And if you need more than that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're just looking to blow your whole account in a single day, which we're trying to avoid. We want people to have a second chance, like if they go on tilt. A DLL, I know people will say like, oh, the DLL like only benefits the firm. And I just don't, I haven't seen that to be true. I've seen a lot of traders that would have undoubtedly blown their accounts if they didn't have the scaling daily loss limit that we have in place. And they've recovered. People with massive balances too. So it's, I know people don't like it, but it's helping a lot of people.
Yeah. I keep on seeing this in the chat. Maybe you can put some words on this. They keep on trying to they like Lucid. They like you, AJ. They're concerned that it might be too good. And it feels like another FTT. Like, you know fast track trading, right?
I do. I started Lucid because of fast track trading.
Oh, really? Okay. Is there any words of assurance that you could give them that you won't let Lucid become like fast track trading?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the main thing there's a couple things I could speak to. I think at this point, when did FTT start? Did they start in May as well? Right? I think
I think so. Something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So 4 months into FTT was September for Scott. How behind was he in payouts at that point already? Like, you were waiting already 15 days for payouts with FTT.
Yeah.
With Lucid, you're waiting 15 minutes max. So we don't have the liquidity problem that Scott has.
Has there any been delays that's like more than 48 hours?
There has not been a single payout that has taken longer than 12 hours for us to approve. Even on the weekend, we've approved all payouts in less than 12 hours. The only time funds have taken longer than that to clear is when, we use a payout processor called Work Market. And sometimes if you use a small bank, the bank verification can take 1 to 2 days. So like, we might approve your payout, but if it's your first payout, some people have had to wait a day or two for us to release the funds. But now we have Plaid. We have Plaid instant deposits for all US traders. So if you have your first payout and you're in the US, you are going to get paid out. You're going to have that money in your account, like settled in your bank account, less than 5 minutes after we approve your payout. So
okay.
We've like, if you're an international trader and it's your first payout with us, your payout's going to be approved immediately, but it might take a day for it to settle in your account. But what we do is for every trader that has a funded account, we send them an email like 3 days into their funded account, reminding them to set up their Work Market account at the time. So like, hey, like, if you do, like, please sign up now before you get to pay out, because if you get to pay out, you might wait a day for bank verification. It's eliminated virtually all of that. Like, there might be like 1 or 2 people every other week that have to wait because they missed that email. But I mean, we have not, payout approvals have never taken longer than 12 hours. Right now, most people are getting money in their bank account within 10 minutes of requesting a payout. So I don't think Scott ever did that. Another thing that's different is that our dashboard is not built on Microsoft Excel spreadsheets.
Oh, you're right.
Like Scott was. I mean, I don't even think they had a dashboard at all, from what I remember. It was just a website and Google Sheets. We have a real-time dashboard. Like,
Scott also has many cars too. How many cars do you have, AJ?
Me and my wife share a car, honestly. We're both working from home.
It's humble beginning.
And there's no watches either. I got a wedding ring. I'm not a big jewelry guy. Like, I don't have a watch collection. I'm not starting a car rental service, a luxury car rental service. I've paid out every single person that's requested one. There's no denials. We have NinjaTrader. Scott's bankrupt. I don't really know what more I could say besides that. There's a lot of differences. I think what the reality is, I understand why people are skeptical, right? It actually, like, Scott is FTT was the first one that went down, but we've seen a lot of companies like go down recently, or there's been a lot of, Scott was the first domino to fall, but they certainly weren't the last company that didn't make it. Mm-hmm. And I think you have to look at the business practices of the business of the companies that have started. And I think it's like a lot of these, like, we started pretty conservatively. All of our plans, all of our programs have gotten easier, not harder. Like, we start off with something that we know that works and is on the conservative side. And then as we traders start to trade, like as they start to take the Lucid test and as they start to Lucid Pro and like the straight to funded accounts, we've made them better, not worse. And that's because we started with something that we knew worked and then eased up as we got people in there trading them. We have not made a single negative retroactive change. We've only made positive retroactive changes. And it's because it's based on data. We're looking at what's happening and we're doing what we know we can because we've got a data set to back it up. We don't make changes unless we know we can pull them off.
That's good. That's good.
We just removed the 8 minimum trading day requirement from Lucid Pro. That's been in there for 4 months. Like, that's not something that I took lightly. We've got thousands of traders now, and we knew that we had enough information to make that work. I think at the end of the day, like, people are going to get more comfortable with Lucid over time. Maybe having like some of the most advanced dashboard technology and having all payouts approved in less than 12 hours and having all of the platform providers, maybe that's still not enough for people and they need to wait longer. That's fine. Like, I'm not in a rush to get every single prop trader that exists under Lucid. I plan on doing this. My team plans on doing this for years to come. And we've got a lot more plans. So we'll be here whenever people are ready. That's the one thing that's great in the space right now. All the competition, there's so many options. We're not going to get every trader. But I do want to create an environment where we could have every trader that wanted to try us, and then they could decide for themselves if they want to stick around. I think if you talk to the people in our community, you'll see that the vibe is different than it ever was at FTT, and it's definitely different from a lot of the other firms in terms of how we treat people and in terms of how our support treats people. I don't think that there's really anything that we've ever done that can be like significantly, like, hugely criticized. I mean, sometimes people have a technical issue that they don't like that's out of our control and they get upset, but I mean, that happens. It's not like third-party applications we can't control, but we haven't had a major technical outage, like a global data feed issue where we had to, remove everyone's negative profits for the day. We haven't had to do that. When it does happen, we'll do the right thing. Like, we're gonna make things right for people, the industry standard way. We'll make sure that if any global outage gets taken care of appropriately. But I mean, some people, I get why people are skeptical, and that's okay. We have to earn their trust, and that takes a different amount of time for everybody. So we'll be here whenever you decide that it's time. That might be soon, it might be later.
There we go. I think you changed the chat's favor once you were talking. People were reassured now. They said, I like this guy. But no, some people did bring up, like, they took a payout from Lucid recently and it was like within minutes. So I think those are proof of concept too. Like, you have real people even from the stream just coming to speak up about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have, like, to this point, like, I think a lot of, for better or worse, like, I'm not like an influencer. I'm not like a known person in the space. I've been very private. Like, I have a small group of like trading buddies that like have known me for years, but like, I'm not a public figure. My face and my name are out there, but I'm not like, people are like, oh, AJ Campanella, like, who's that? Like, there's no familiarity. We're gonna have some people, like, I'm not the only person running this ship. Like, my leadership team is gonna become public facing over the next couple months. But my job was to lead the charge here initially. I think I've done a pretty good job. I know that almost everyone except for maybe one or two people that had a trade copier issue that we couldn't fix for them might be pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, other than that, I know that the experience from the vast majority of our community, like if you come into our Discord and you ask people like if they're being treated well here, I'd be confident that most people would be happy with the answers that they saw.
Yeah. We have Lanto in here. Lanto was the one that I told to try Lucid out. He's like, because I always give him the heads up. I'm like, try a Tradeify out. And now I told him to try Lucid out. He actually got payout very quickly. I think he already got 2 payouts, I think. Maybe 1 or 2 so far.
Yeah, no, he got a couple. He got a nice 5-pack. I remember he came in. I think it was right after we launched our new dashboard, and he came in. He's like, "Oh, dude, I thought you had Ninja Trader." I'm like, no, we didn't. So we gave him a refund, and then I think like once we announced we started with 3 direct accounts, then we went to 5, and we reduced the trading days. And he came right back and started trading. So I guess
5 is way too many for him to not consider. He's like, wait, 5 gallons? More than 3 now.
Dude, people love the direct accounts. I think FTT scared people off from them for a little bit. I mean, obviously Tradeify has had it since day one, and they've made it work, and they have a really good plan. But I think there's a little bit of a cooling off period where people were like, ooh, like straight to funded accounts, I don't know. But it seemed like they're really, really popular again. I think releasing those was a really good move by us. We didn't have them on day one for that. Like, I was like, why don't we just get the eval funded out there? Like, let's see how that goes. And then if that looks good, then we can test like a couple direct accounts. Like, I didn't want to go to 5 right away. I didn't want to like have reduced trading days right away. Like, these are all things I was like, oh, this could be cool. This could be cool. But like, let's just like get a few in there. Let's just see how it goes. And let's see where we can trim. Just like everything else. So yeah, once we had 5 direct accounts, it brought in a lot of people. So I think people are really liking that straight to funded model again.
Yeah, that's good. This is great. Tradeify 2.0. That's what I'm saying. He's praise. He's comparing you guys to Tradeify, but 2.0. He's probably because Lanto has experience where he ran up to like I think the Tradeify accounts are like 150, 160,000, and if you know that there's a cap on Tradeify, so 60,000 got forfeited, and under your program you would actually keep it in a pool and actually give him like some of it, a percentage of it in a brokerage account to continue trading too.
We definitely get that comparison a lot. I do think that we're really trying to put some things into place, both from a platform option standpoint, from the real, like I said, the real time elements of our dashboard. Removing the 8 minimum trading days for Lucid Pro, all the stuff that we're doing in live, like. We're really trying to, kind of make a name for ourselves that stands on its own. But we do get that comparison quite a bit. I mean, listen, Tradeify has done a great job. Like they've paid out a ton of money. They said that they've never denied a payout. Like that's what you want in a prop firm, right? So you want a prop firm that's sustainable, that pays you out, and that doesn't screw over traders. So I think we're doing enough at this point where, like I said, I get the comparison. I think that we've got enough about us that's unique that we're not anything 2.0. We're Lucid 1.0, but there's worse things to be called, I guess, right? I'd rather be Tradeify 2.0 than FTT 2.0. That's for sure.
FTT. Damn. I'm also looking at charts while we're talking, and like I was trying to see if I can snipe these shorts, and I missed it by a few inches here, but now it's falling.
Were you looking at like 520 short maybe?
No, not 520. Just more of a retrace. Now it was like 490s. I barely missed it right there. The chat was probably watching my screen.
Do you like to take that like little break?
Yeah. Break a structure and then like the first tap in, I want to jump in with it.
Sorry, are you trading like ICT stuff, or is it like something else?
It's like I mean, ICT is like a big umbrella. Like I don't know if you know like how ICT works or like the lore of it, but I guess the rumors is like, or not rumors, but more people just saying like he just steals ideas from like real traders from the past and just reformat them, repackage them. So like I'm also just using a few of them and then try to make it my own as well. But yeah, it's basically centered around ICT.
The lore is the most interesting part. I've heard some of that lore. It's very spicy. No, I think like I think a lot of ideas in markets are iterations of other things. And I
Mm-hmm.
think just with anything else, you just need to, take the concepts, take everything at like face value. Don't take everything at face value. Like, take it as information that's presented to you and be like, okay, well, let me watch this. Like, let's see if this ever plays out in a way that's repeatable, identifiable. Um, you never know the source of information that you're going to get, which is going to end up. There's so many like, it's like sifting for gold. You know what I mean? You get a lot of dirt and a lot of mud, but every once in a while you find a really good nugget that you can work into the rotation.
Yeah. Someone asked if AJ trades too. You want to give a background to like I guess before you became Lucid, you started Lucid.
Yeah, so my background, I have a finance background. My first job, I worked like a wealth management firm, doing like estate planning and business continuity planning. Estate planning is basically planning for asset transfer upon death for like wealthy individuals. And business continuity planning is when you have like you have a business and the owners want to retire, right? Like how does that business asset get transferred to either the next generation or to a third party? So it's like reading operating agreements, looking at key employee benefit packages, like legal documentation, insurance stuff, like 401k plans, just like financial statements. So, my job was basically to collect all the information on a business or high net worth individual
Mm-hmm.
and put together like a complete picture of like all the moving parts and what needs to happen for, maximum tax efficiency and just making sure that everything's legally compliant. With that kind of, something that I think has helped come into like running a prop firm. It's like I've gotten to see under like the skirt of like so many different types of businesses and all the things that go wrong and all the things that go right. And I've been able to kind of bring that like professional background into how I'm like running Lucid with my team. Because most people probably don't know this. Like if you have a privately held business, like anything that's not traded on the stock exchange,
Mm-hmm.
something like 80% of them don't make it past like the first generation. So like if the founder dies or leaves, the business dies. So it requires you to look at like everything that the business is doing and what they have and making sure that like they have all their ducks in a row for a transition. And that skill set definitely has carried over to this space because it's super competitive. There's a lot of, it's new, it's constantly changing. I feel like prop firm time moves at like a million miles a minute. So being able to having like years of experience, seeing how businesses work of different types has definitely helped me plan and prepare and take the right approaches with Lucid. I've made mistakes, right? Like there's certain, like we've had contractors or brought on people that like it didn't work out, but it's like, that's just like standard things that just don't work in a business. Just so being just mentally prepared to move past those and adjust on the fly, like being able to do that quickly and efficiently, that comes from my like past professional experience. While I was part of doing that was, I had my Series 7, Series 66, because part of both the estate planning and continuity planning is like I said, looking at investment accounts, analyzing portfolios, supporting senior advisors on putting together the right asset management diversification for people. So I've been around markets, I've been around finance, I've been around businesses since my 20s. So it's really the only language I speak, and that's kind of what has helped me prepare for this. Well, I didn't know I was preparing for this. I think back when I was started all of that, Top Step was just being born. So that's how long there were no 20 eval
Mm-hmm.
prop firms around. So I didn't know I was preparing for this, but it's worked out that what happened in my life prior to prop firms has made me very well equipped to run one. Beyond that, like I started trading personally around 2020. Like I said, I've never really had a paid Discord or a newsletter or anything like that. I just have a couple buddies that I've traded with, and like there's a little group of like 10 of us that like talk and collaborate, and we've all been together for a few years now. But like, yeah, the reason the reason that this started is because a lot of my guys, like, they had ran up pretty good balances at Fast Track, and like, we're talking about like probably low to mid six figures.
Oh,
A lot of them
okay.
got payout. A lot of them got payouts. Like, they've like a lot, like a handful of guys definitely have took 5 figures from Fast Track, but like that's life-changing money that they all thought that they were going to get, and it just disappeared overnight. And it was really hard to watch. And I don't think that, I'm not saying this like, oh, like, feel bad. Everyone watching this stream probably either went through that themselves or knows someone that did. So this is like a shared experience. I'm not trying to like garner sympathy. I'm just like saying that like I get what it was like a little over a year ago when this happened. And so once that happened and like the dust was settling, I'm like, we can do this, and we can do it better, and we can give traders a place where not only are they going to be treated just better than where they will, but we have some ideas that no one else really has, and we have a vision that is unique. I'm like, we can execute this. And it just so happened that like I've got business management experience, like I said, like everything that I just talked about from my professional background. We've got a couple guys that are just like full, like, decades of experience doing coding and developing. And we've just got, we've got relationships with people in the industry that allowed us to move very quickly on some of these things. So it was kind of like, it was always like a joke, like, oh, like once when, Apex back in like 2021, Apex started, I'm like, oh, we can do this better. Then like it became more popular. I'm like, oh, like we can do this better. And then like FTT happened. I'm like, no, like we have to do this now. Like we have to. And so that's kind of how that's like my story from, young professional to how we got here. I have not traded. It's hard to run a prop firm and trade at the same time, because it's, I tried to at the beginning, and I just like found myself like, first I had like, I'll like set aside like 2 hours, then it's like 90 minutes, it's like an hour, it's like 30 minutes. And now it's just like, there's just constant, as we're growing, I just don't really have time for it right now. I think that could probably, maybe in the next 6 months as we scale, like we wanted to like run the business pretty lean, because we've got like 5 people. So really at this point, we've got 20 people total, but there's 5 of us that are probably doing like 3 or 4 jobs, because we want to, like, we're those type of people that want to be involved in every area of the business and like take care of things, set a foundation, document it all, so that as we scale, which is about to happen now that NinjaTrader's coming, we have like a foundation that there are a handful of us that know how every facet of the business works, and we can train very easily because we have all of the processes in place to bring in new people en masse as they're needed and as the business grows. I think I've seen a couple companies that, day one they come in with 30 employees, and I'm like,
yeah. Do you know how many, or you want to share how many is in Lucid right now?
We've got 20 right now, but it's going to be probably
oh wow,
it's going to be probably 25, 30 by the time a NinjaTrader launches. So like, but we are going to have like I said, we're having 10 people, like 5 to 10 people that are going to be coming on the next couple of weeks, and fitting them in is going to be totally seamless, because we've got leaders in every department that have handled, like, it's very important. Like that's why like in business continuity planning, it's like, life follows the 80-20 rule. There are 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. And that doesn't mean that everyone else on the team is slacking, but you need like a few good men and women that can just dig into anything and wear a bunch of hats. And then as the business grows, they can train people very easily because they know how all of it works. And so that's how we started Lucid. But now it's time to grow. Like we're going to be, we had Project X, like we were ready for from a staffing standpoint. Like that first 48 hours, that wave was pretty heavy. And a lot of it's because you have people coming into Discord. They just haven't heard about us before, or maybe they heard about us, but they didn't look into us until we could offer the platform of their choosing. So they come in and they start asking like thousands of questions. All of that's probably mostly on the front page of the website, but we want to make a good impression. So I'm in Discord, like, answering questions, helping the support team in tickets. Everyone else in the back end is kind of just making sure that everything is humming real smooth. So, but like with NinjaTrader, I mean, I think we've probably got to I think we want to probably like double like the tech support and customer support team that we currently have. Not that like they handled Project X great, but I mean, based on how many people have been asking when over the last 6 months. I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty nice pop for us when we launch. I was talking to one of our guys. I was talking to some of our guys. I think what I want to do is when we launch, like they said, there's a massive wave of people that came into the Discord, and they're just like, they joined and they start just yelling questions into the main chat, like, how much does an eval cost? Like, how many days to get? I'm like, dude, like, just load the front page. So what I'm gonna do is I'll probably do like a stream, like a Discord town hall, where I'll just be on video, and anyone that's new can just come in and yell at me directly.
Like a weekly thing, or
no. Well, I mean, we could do a weekly thing, but I think for Ninja Trader launch, I'm literally just gonna be on stream, like you and I are talking, and I'll create a town hall room in Discord, and I'll let people just come in and just talk to me like right away, just to keep I want to keep the support team focused on the actual tickets, and not people just coming in like, do you guys have a straight to funded account? Like, we got like 100 of those tickets, like day one Project X launch. I'm like, dude, that's like right on the website, man. Like, you can figure it out. But yeah, I do think that, like, to your point, what you're just saying, like, am I going to do a weekly town hall? I definitely I'm going to be doing a lot more like public facing content. I think having regular town halls, we're actually going to do a town hall tomorrow, which we haven't announced yet.
Oh, okay. Surprise.
But yeah, surprise town hall coming tomorrow. We just want to check in with people. We talked about Ninja Traders coming. We talked about our new live program. We want to check in with people from Project X. Like, they're just getting their first payouts this week. We reduced the minimum trading days from Lucid Pro. So a lot's happened. So I definitely want to make myself available for going into some of these questions deeper. But yeah, like, there's going to be a lot more Lucid facing AJ and Lucid leadership team facing content coming over that, like, basically starting September and onward. I don't know if you noticed. I like to talk. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. While you're talking, like, I'm trying to engage, and also we were also in that trade, the same trade that we talked about. We got the entry, and it's running. It's like up 20 points. I'm just kind of managing it now. The stream.
Nice. There we go. I can chat and you can
yeah.
Slay. This duo will continue.
That's what the chat's saying. Like, they're like saying like Brian's trying to multitask. He's like locked in, but they're trying to talk to.
Let me see. I don't have YouTube up. I can pull it up and let me see if I can see if anything's going. I'll help you out here. See what the chat's saying.
I didn't want to miss a second one because I was looking at 2 different trades, or actually 3. This is the 3rd one, and I missed both entries by like a few points because we talked about this before. I use limit orders, so like I just have my limit sitting there, and it misses by a few handles, and it start running to the other side by like 20-30 points, which is kind of like my target usually for each trade.
Right. Let's see.
But
we do have an AI system that answers questions, and
that would help a lot.
We have them in the. It's great. It's honestly, our AI ticket agent is fantastic. But the thing is, you have to go to the website to use it, and most people are just coming into the Discord. We are actually talking to the company that makes it. It sounds like they're beta testing like API integration for it. So we're trying to get into that beta. But even if we can't, it sounds like we'll be able to at some point get that AI agent directly into the chat, which will help. We've used a couple other AI resources for this reason, but like, when it's moving so fast, like sometimes the AI gets it wrong, and it's like, we don't want people being given the wrong information to make it easier on us. You know what I mean? The last thing I want is for people to come in, the first thing they ask a question, like their first time in Lucid, and then they get a wrong answer from AI, and like that's their first experience. Like, I don't love that. AI is really good, but we want to just sure that, like, listen, if myself or my team have to get more involved in Discord, and it means that people are getting more accurate information, like, there's no problem with that. AJ's I just saw that one. Yeah, it's funny. Let's see. I can handle the Q&A. Let's see.
Ask some questions.
Yeah, I'll take them directly from you guys. Let's see.
I'm likely just gonna wrap this trade very soon here. I'm just gonna put a green stop on. It's like it just tagged me. So we see, yeah, secured 20 points there. We'll just look for another trade going. So we're trying to do a lot here. We have like, prop CEO from Lucid, the most upcoming, I feel like, so far this year. And I'm getting some good trades in, trying to manage the risk. And also, like, I was while you were talking, I was like typing in the chat, like, or typing my charts to show like when I'll enter, like what I want to see. Everything's like a walkthrough basically of everything. So I'm glad we were able to do that.
Yeah. So something that's I know is going to be asked a lot, both in Discord here, like, can we transfer accounts to Tradeovate? Yeah. So what we did for Project X is it's pretty easy to transfer evals. So what we'll do when we launch Tradeovate, after the first initial push happens, we'll do the same thing that we did where we'll do a big batch of eval transfers from your whatever you're on now to Tradeovate. However, something that we made very clear in our documentation, and it's because it's a huge burden. I mean, we're happy to do it because it's the right thing to do, but it's a big ask for my tech team to switch you if you've already been switched. So what we said in our documentation is if you switched from Rhythmic to Project X, you won't be able to switch from Project X to Tradeovate.
Yeah,
and we told that to everybody. So like if you haven't switched and because you knew that Tradeovate and NinjaTrader your primary platform, no problem. But if you already switched, you're not going to get switched again. It's too much. So what we did is like the evals will be done in a batch, and we'll do the same thing where if you have a funded account that's been traded, it'll get switched at your next payout. And if you have a funded account that hasn't been traded, then you just open a ticket and support will be able to do that for you. So we will do the same thing again. Just want to reiterate that we are not going to, if you've switched once, you don't get to switch again, which I said like 1,000 times.
I think the Lucid trader, whoever's running, they said to do the giveaway. So what one of my devs set up for the Discord, you can just basically click this one time on the Discord. So if you guys want to do that real quick, we have 5 total, right? 5 direct funded. So let's do 3 now and then 2 at the end.
Yeah, we got 5 150K direct funded.
Yeah. So let's do it that way. So very nice.
Oh, I see that someone, I guess our admin is our admin who's got a bit of an attitude problem. He's in our Lucid Trading YouTube account in the chat. He's being nice. So you have a couple people that like you is your Discord just you, or is it like you have like a team of people like
there's a few people like right now, like SPF Smart Prop Firm, that's kind of like what I'm breaking out on my own, just building up, but it's like a collective group of people. We have Pico, we have Desi, we have a few other people working, and then a lot of people behind the scenes. So nice. Lucid is also one of the first parts that we did with this cashback plus the free eval payout. I think we already had one person claiming it, and there's another one coming. So
that's sick. Yeah,
the idea of that is like kind of, it's like one free account per month per firm, or Lucid's the first one. So like if you're like just starting out with one account and you get a payout on them, we are trying to reward you if you purchase through us, where you can get a second account for free, like the eval with no activation fee. So that way you can scale up, and we're trying to really keep on giving more and more benefits like that. Why is people spamming username?
You've been pretty creative with some of the benefits that you're giving back to our users. It's cool. When I like wasn't familiar with Smart Prop until like we started talking, and when you were explaining the rebate, it took me a minute to wrap my head around it. But it's definitely a benefit for the people that are working with you.
Yeah, you know what Rakuten or like PayPal Honey is, right?
Yeah, I know Rakuten. What is it, PayPal Honey?
Yeah. Rakuten's basically the same thing. Like they do cash back, so like you purchase from them, they'll get commission from it, and then they'll share like a big chunk of the commission. We kind of formulating that model within the prop industry. So like instead of all the big affiliates getting like a ton of money from people using code, we actually give like a big chunk back. I think so far we did $250,000 so far in cash back in like this year basically. So we've been actually stepping up.
No, that's a really meaningful amount of money, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and they were trying to give more bonuses. The trade copiers, I think this is where I kind of shared a Leo a little bit. I don't know if you tested out before, but I'm working with them very closely. So hopefully, because Syncer, I also was partnered with TradeSyncer. I'm sure you're aware of them, but I don't really like the cloud-based type of model because I feel like it has too many issues right now. So I like more local based, like Rep Console, where like if there's one issue, it's that to that user, and then cloud is like more if there's an issue, it affects everyone, and that's something that I can't really like wrap my head around. Like if there's an issue and everyone gets outages, that's gonna cost me a lot of money.
Yes.
So yeah, that's like one of the benefits too.
The trade copier game, man, it's hard. I mean, I've talked to the TradeSyncer guys, like they seem like decent dudes. It's like they're not in the most enviable position from just the tech, because I use a local copier for Rhythmic. Oh, I should say this. I use a third party local copier.
Third party, okay. Rhythmic. What's it called?
And it's called a SST. It's simple. It's for Sierra Chart. For Sierra Chart only, so most people probably never heard of it. But it's great. It's local. Rhythmic actually came up with their own copier, and it's fantastic. But it's not like cross connection. It's only for accounts on the same connection, so you can copy all Lucid accounts. The Rhythmic dedicated copier is the best I've ever seen, but it's not interconnection. The SST copier that I used, it's local, but you can connect it to multiple props. But like, it's really good, but it's still not without its issues. Like trade copiers they're just like not perfect. And man, when people, I get it. Like there's nothing worse than when you're like, you're slinging, it's going great, you're like racking it up, and then you see like you look at your like your whatever copier window you have, and you see not only did the trades and your followers not copy, but they're in the opposite direction the entire time.
Yeah,
that's there is nothing more frustrating than that. And I mean, when I would trade, I would go into a ticket and be like, what the hell, like copier issue didn't work, and they're like, what do you want us to do? And I'm like,
because it's third party, so like I don't think the firm should be responsible. It should be the copier or the user at risk doing it.
Dude, like we had to like make an announcement about that recently, because we've tried to be like take like certain cases and like in extreme situations we tried to be like good about it, but it's just like it's getting too much, and it's like it's in our documentation, like everyone's using a copier, we just can't be responsible for every issue. So we had to we're going to be taking like a bit of a harder stance on that going forward, just because the number of tickets are like, my copier messed up, I'm like, you can't even see that your cop. They're like, someone will be like, oh, like I have a copier on, but it didn't copy my leaders, like can you add 20K in profits to my other 4 accounts? I'm like, we don't even see any orders. Like, how do we even know that you have a copier? You know what I mean?
That's like only in the badness in it. There's definitely some that like is a copier mistake, and like even for me, I'm like, oh, I had the copier setting wrong, and it was a loss trade, but it's only affecting 1 account versus like 20 accounts. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything to the firm, but when it's like when it's like bad on my side, when I'm making money and it didn't copy, people would just like lean to complain there. So it's like a lose-lose situation.
Dude, like I get it. Like I'm not like mad at them. Like, oh, like I'm not like, oh, why did you reach out? Like I get the frustration, but like you have to understand, like we see a lot of information on our back end for what our users are doing. So like, so if you come in saying you're using a third party application and like it didn't work and it was supposed to do this so that you're entitled to something, I'm like, there's literally someone that's not doing any of that could just come in and open a ticket and say, hey, like I made 50K. I was supposed to make 50K in this account, like put it in. I'm like, yeah, we can't. It's a really slippery slope,
Yeah, that's the thing. I think people are really wanting a multi-platform trade copier, because Replicanto is very good. That's like most popular, but it's only for NinjaTrader and TradeVate type of accounts, and limited Rhythmic as well. But now Project X is on the rise. Like Lucid also have projects as well. So like people are really looking for a stable trade copier, and that's what I've been working with this team, Tradecopia, and seeing like so far people gave them a good try.
I didn't realize that you were involved. I've seen people talking about that recently. Nice.
Yeah, we're deeply involved with them.
It's local, and it's local. It's multi data feed too.
Yeah, so you download a program, like NinjaTrader or Replicanto is like an add-on for NinjaTrader. This one you just download a program. It kind of connects all your accounts through the TradeVate thing. It's going to soon be projects as well. and it'll just like you can set it up. It is like very easy. I think we just tested out so far for like a week or maybe like 3 days, three trading days over the weekend too. So weekends don't really count, but I think we have like 1,000 users on it, and like no one has issues so far. Everyone's been liking it. It's only for trade rate so far because we're kind of waiting to see how the copier is, like stress testing, because it should be like the devs keep on telling me, reassuring me that like you should not have a problem with 10,000, 100,000 people using it. But I get PTSD from TradeSyncer because like once they had more users, their shit was crashing. So far, I think it's like over 1,000 people using it, just testing it out, because we paid for the first month for them to try it out, and it's been smooth. So as long as it's smooth, Project X is gonna come out. We're gonna test that, and then next week or 2 weeks from now, we're gonna do Rhythmic, and that'll be like the one that I'm trying to back, because I work with a lot of trade copiers, and I can only really work with the one that I feel like I can trust myself. And TradeSyncer was not the one I could trust myself. I was like too worried about it, and I keep on hearing issues and outages. I'm like, I can't risk like 30, 40 accounts, like trading 6-7 firms with a copier that could blow up anytime. That's the thing.
No, I get it. It's if there's definitely an opportunity, like if any copier that like achieves that super high standard of reliability for multiple data feeds, the opportunity there is massive. Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad for, like, I know how frustrating people come into our tickets, like about trade copier issues. So I can't imagine what the support team from some of the copiers themselves, when they have that outage, it must be a nightmare.
Yeah. So we have about 12 seconds left. We're doing 3 winners so far. We have 344 entries right now. I'm trying to do Discord so people don't like. I guess some people, when we do YouTube, they have like multiple YouTube, so like Discord makes it easier because not many people have all these Discord accounts prepared. So we have 3 winners so far: Shice, Sentinel, and Crow. Is anyone of these 3 in the chat here? Let me know. We got 2 more. We'll do it at the end of the stream here. Oh, we have 1 person Crow, 1 person Shice. This way it can't be rigged either.
They're all saying it's rigged.
Yeah, every time. I do giveaways like every day as well near the end of the stream, and if they don't win, it's rigged. But like, I can look at their history, and the people who win, I could see like a few days ago they called it rigged as well. It's like, how is it rigged when you won now?
It's someone we ran our, like, obviously, like, we support our affiliates, we give them lots of giveaway accounts. We ran our first giveaway like a month ago, and I picked them randomly by hand, like people I don't know. And as soon as I did, people were like, this person hasn't tweeted in forever, like this is a fake account. I'm like, what? Like, I mean, like, it's not like we're, giving away 10 grand if we're trying to, like, 10 grand in cash and trying to, like, sneak it past people. Like, giveaway counts all the time. Why would we fake that? So this last time I did, like, there's some kind of website that allows you to, like, send the tweet link, and it gives the requirements. It just picks people for you. So I just, like, took a screenshot of that, and I'm like, here you go. No one complained this time.
They'll say it's rigged anyway. Somehow. Somehow.
It's a loaded giveaway machine.
Yeah, let's see. Is there any other question? We have 955 people on. So like basically like 1/3 of viewers entered in that about there. But yeah, I mean we got our 1 trade in. 1 trade is like kind of what I do for base hits when I'm trading a lot of accounts. So that's one thing, like the trade copier, if it was set up for Project X, I would also sync my Lucid, but I'm focused on NinjaTrade right now. So I trade on every firm but Lucid, surprisingly. Like, while you're here, like it would have showed like $400 made on my accounts there, because that's what we made there, unfortunately.
It's all right. They'll change in a couple months. We'll be there.
Let's see. Flash sale. There's a flash sale right now. It's how long does it last for? It was 4 hours. So like
it's gonna go to the maintenance window, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's 40% off direct funded, 50% off the eval, the test ones, and then 25% resets. The resets is it cheaper than the instead of like buying a new?
The resets, like at base pricing, the resets generally are like 10% cheaper than 10 to 15% cheaper than the eval itself. I don't know off the top of my head how much cheaper it is with this pricing, but it's definitely cheaper right now to buy a reset than it is an eval for sure. It always is. It's always cheaper to buy a reset.
Okay, that makes sense. 25% is good too. And then you also get the 5% cash back too that we're giving you guys. That's the only platform that does that. So it kind of saves you, like, you imagine you add another 5%. It's 45% and it's 55% now. That's good too.
So you always get to add 5% on top. That's nice.
Yeah. Give people more savings.
We don't really cap resets. I mean, I don't recommend going like for the high score necessarily, but like we don't, like, you can have 10 tests at a time. You can keep 5 tests evals in reserve when you have 5 funded accounts. So like if you pass 10, you can activate 5. Those other 5 that have been passed will just hang out there. There's no activation fee for any of that. We also don't have something that I think it's more popular in Forex, and maybe I've seen maybe a couple other firms do it. Like, we don't have a monthly subscription for any of our products. Like,
yeah,
it's all one-time fee.
Do you think you would? I guess I would imagine the firm would make more money if there's people who renew, right? Because some people might forget or something happens.
I think yeah. I mean, I think, here's the thing. It's like, I know that when I've had a monthly subscription, if it's about to renew, and it's going to be more than a new account, I always cancel the subscription.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like and then if you don't, right? If you forget, you're pissed off, right? Like, it sucks when your monthly subscription renewal would have been cheaper than whatever the best new account fee is right now. And so, like, we just, basically what we've done is we remove the one-time fee. We don't have like a free, like some companies will say, oh, well, you get a free reset if your account is blown at rebilling. Since there's no rebilling, there's no free reset, obviously. Sense. But you get to take, like, some traders have, like, I think most people probably either pass or fail an eval within 30 days. But there are a bunch of people that I've seen that are saying, like, you know what, like, I really like this because I could take my time. Like, there are some people that, like, genuinely trade, like, they take little base hits on 1 micro, 2 micro, and they take a long time to pass the eval, but they're genuinely trading it. And so those people don't have any pressure, like, put on them to rush. So we're pretty happy with that. I think it's something, I don't think that most future firms do it, but I think maybe a couple do. So we just want to give people as much time. And what we have is the follow-up question is always like inactivity rule. So basically what we do, we ask you, like, it's 30 days of inactivity. So, like, we don't make you take a trade every week or every day or anything like that.
30 days is a lot.
30 days is a lot. Yes. So, like, basically if you're inactive for 20 days, you get an email from us.
That's good. That's a warning email.
And then at 25 days, you get another email for us. And then if we don't hear from you and you don't take a trade after those 2 emails, then we deactivate the account.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like that's pretty.
Is there a way, like, let's say someone wants to go vacation for like a month and a half, you can, like, make a ticket support, say, like, I'm gonna be inactive for long 30 days. Can you put my account in reserve?
Yep. You just open a ticket with support and we'll put you on a list and it'll be fine.
That's good. Because some, like, I guess the Forex firms that's coming in futures, Fund Index and Funding Ticks, they have very strict rules. Their inactivity rule is 7 days. If you forget or something like that, they might send an email, they might not. So there's a lot of in social media that, like, they just closed my account, I forgot to trade or something, I didn't trade this week. So 30 days, and then you can also extend it. It's very good for the traders.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have the inactivity rules because there's no monthly rebilling. So, like, you can buy an account and then someone's asking. You can buy an account, and if you don't trade it, we're getting, that account we're getting charged for it for potentially months at a time when when it's just left. Like, some people just stop trading and they don't cancel the accounts, and it's like,
that costs the firm too, right? That costs the firm to keep it alive.
Exactly. I mean, we're gonna email you twice, and if you just tell us you're going on vacation, like, I feel like that's about as generous as a firm can really be.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
7 days is predatory. That's what Trading Patiently said. 1 month is, like, very generous already.
Yeah. Yeah, we 1 month is good. 7 day, like, I don't know, sometimes, like, I've done, like, not that I do, it matters, but, like, I've, like, scheduled, like, a week vacation, like, for an FOMC or maybe for contract rule, when I'm like, I don't want to trade, like, Jackson Hole week, or I'm not even going to attempt to put on money for FOMC. So I'll just like plan a vacation to like have to work to like, oh, well, I got to bring my laptop so I can flip a micro this week while I'm on vacation and not have my accounts deleted. That's shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the surprises that we do in the stream is I trade my Robinhood too, and what I like to do, I don't really trade them. I just tell my the streamer to just, or tell my viewers to just give me a ticker and I'll buy it. I'll put in like a portion of it. So do you watch stocks at all or anything?
I mean, all I watch right now, I watch my intercom support tickets mostly, but I do. It's been a while since I've been.
Do you have a ticker
markets.
that you like that I could add? I can invest in. It's for like a week up to a month. We're up to like a random thing like Costco, Robinhood, Snapchat, Rocket Lab, Uber, Kava, Chipotle.
What about?
DraftKings.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of Lululemon. I love Lululemon sweatpants. Yeah, I'm a big.
They're very
fan.
Expensive.
I mean,
they're targeted.
This is not something. This is like I'm a big like athleisure fan. One of my buddies, XY, he would tell you that Vuori is better, but I'm a Lululemon brand ambassador. If I were to be sponsored by anyone, that would be the first one I'd go after. That's like the trader uniform, like, comfortable high-end sweatpants.
I like it too. So, yeah. They're just very, very expensive, but very good material.
Dude, they're like, you can not make people know this. You can go and bring old Lululemon to
return it, right?
You'll get you won't get a lot, but you'll get something. But dude, like they last years.
Yeah,
like,
I think they replace it. I think that's what my mom likes it. I think they give you like a 2-year warranty where you can just bring it back and replace it with a receipt or something like that.
Yeah, no, they're really, you can get like some credit for like it's like I think it's called their like recycling program.
Oh yeah.
So I've had one that's like lasts like 5 or 6 years, and they give you, obviously they give you like, all right, here's $30, and then you go and spend like 400. So it's a good ROI for them. I think I've actually, me and my wife just ordered me a couple more pairs of shorts from them. So I'm expecting.
I am now in 30,000 worth of shares for them because you said that. So let's see how that goes. I think I have like 9 random tickers, and so far we did this like 2 weeks ago, and I think I'm net positive. Like it was 8,000 or 9,000 like that. Just like, putting a very small portion of it. It's like I still have like I think like 80% buying power. It's like very small portion on them, and then like today we're down 2,000 just because it's a red day. But I mean, chat's giving me like 6,000 so far for fun.
What's the Sharp ratio on this chat invested account?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they sometimes they do good, sometimes they do bad. But like usually when I have a bad day, they'll get on my ass saying like, "Oh, that trade was stupid. Why'd you even take that trade?" But when I'm doing good, they're like, "That was a great trade." So
dude, I like it. It's vibes investing. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Someone asked we run lots of promotions. Well, I mean, part of that's like we're new. I think that's pretty typical for a new firm. And like I said, up until recently, we were rhythmic only.
Yeah.
And so when people when you're asking people most people are trading on Trade8, NinjaTrader, TradingView. Project X is right behind them, if not matched in some ways. So when you're asking someone to trade on a platform they're not comfortable with, there's got to be like a reason. So it's a new firm. People are like, even people before we start talking in the chat, like they're like, oh, like I'm not sure about Lucid. So you've got to like make it more approachable for them. Like if they don't know the firm and they don't have the platform you want, you got to run a little bit deeper discount at the beginning. But we're going to be, by the time we get NinjaTrader set up and by the time we finish a couple more development things, like everything from our data feed offering to like our dashboard functionality into our live program, like we're going to be like a top tier quality firm. It might take us some time to build the reputation that some of the big players that have been around for years have, but like we're not going to be like a discount. Like we're not going to be the cheapest firm. We're going to be the firm that has everything.
With quality though.
Quality. It's going to be quality. And so we're always going to be competitive in pricing. I'm certainly not looking to get all this stuff and then double my pricing, but we'll probably pull back on the discounts a little
speaking
bit.
Of pricing, some people are asking like, they want the 50% since they saw it already. The direct funded, is that something that you ever do again, you think? Or is that something like that's like a one-time thing? Because I think that's the only time you guys did 50% was like the Project X launch. Maybe
we did
very early on.
we did a 50% off for our dashboard launch, I believe
Mhm.
too. We when we built, we didn't launch with the dashboard that we have. We built that over the course of we started that like a month before launch because we knew we were going to need it, and it finished like a month in. I think I think we did 50% off. I don't remember. That was definitely the first time that we did 50% off direct and
Direct is
evals
the big
and
one here. The evals you
yeah,
can do
yeah.
50%, like people or whatever, but like direct, they're like 50% off. You can get like the
No,
price is crazy because like especially the 150K, I think it's like
yeah.
$350. You have 66,000 worth of drawdown.
Our at
It was
50% off,
crazy.
our 150K is the price of some others on their 50K standard
Yeah,
pricing.
yeah.
So
So
it's not something we can run all the time. I mean,
it's
we didn't like
dangerous for the
we don't lose
150K.
money. We don't lose money on it, but like we can't just be like pumping that out. We'll do that for
Hmm.
like celebrate like big milestones a couple times a year. We'll keep it in our back pocket because we know how much people like it, but it's not something that can be got like you can't run that for weeks at a time. A couple days
Hmm.
to celebrate like a big holiday or a big launch, then we can whip that out.
What's the next holiday here? We're like what, August right now? I don't think there's anything coming up like Halloween coming up in October.
Labor Day is not big enough of a holiday to bring out the 50% for. Maybe the launch of Ninja Trader Trade Evade is. I don't know.
Yeah, and you said in October too, so yeah, that's what you guys have confirmed that you guys are adding Trade of 8, but you don't know when, but anticipate in October is what you said, right?
Yeah, I mean, integration is underway. Like we've signed a contract with them. We're working with their API team. Like it's all in development, so it's definitely happening. Our projected timeline right now is October.
That's good. So that's when the next 50% off is, right? With Trade of 8 launch for like a flash 24-hour.
You can infer our past history how you will on that. But I will say like that's like it's a big celebration for us. Like I'm very very excited now. At least the when Ninja Trader Trade Evade's not going to stop, but at least now I can say October. Once we get to that day and it like happens and people can stop asking me when, like I'm gonna sleep like a baby that night.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's like I feel like that's what everyone's asking every day. Probably what how Scott felt too. Like when does Trade come? When does Trade come? And then he's gotta lie. He's like, it's coming. We already signed it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder how close he really was. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I think he got what he said. He got rejected, like behind the scenes, but he wanted to buy Tradeify just for that Tradefy connection. That's what Brand was saying. So it's like a workaround.
Dude, I mean, you can say a lot of things about Scott, but you can't say that he didn't have a lot of ideas. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think he's coming back. By the way, I don't know if you're aware. I think he's coming back with another prop firm, which I don't know how that would work.
I've seen him go like in Discords on like a little bit of a a recovery PR tour. And I know that he's like has been saying that. I mean, man, I don't know how he. Part of me I'm just like in a morbid curiosity way. I'm like, what would the reaction be? Because he's like the most famous rug pull in futures prop firm history, at least.
And he's proud of it too. That's the thing. He didn't just disappear. He's like, the way he's whipping it, he's like, you guys TradeFi owes our success or their success for what we did. We popularized. It's funny, which I think is partly true because that's when like everyone liked direct funded, but he just made it unsustainable.
He did do it first, right? Like that's not crazy. I think he did do it first. I mean, listen,
some firms probably did it first, but I think he was the one who really made it popular, which is the big thing.
Yeah, dude, a broken clock is right twice a day as well. So I mean, he didn't I think the thing is like he just like people were saying to me, it's like he immediately started buying watches. He immediately started buying cars. I think I heard that he like put up 6 figures for one of his employees' wedding.
Yeah, those are payouts right there. Those are potential payouts. But he's like, all the revenue coming in, he's gonna just do delays and just buy some cars, buy some watches, spend it recklessly. He's like, which watch should I buy? Should I buy this watch? It's like 200,000. He's like teasing it to his Discord. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think it was the model. I mean, I think there were probably, because he was the first to do it right, there were probably some things that needed to be tweaked that he obviously didn't do. But I think it's just more mismanagement. I mean, obviously there were like like I said, his entire, from what I remember, like I said, I bought one pack of I actually was like watching from afar, and I'm like, this is like ridiculous. Like Scott himself was ridiculous. So I'm like, I'm not buying in yet. But at the end, it was so crazy. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I can't let this happen without me buying at least a couple accounts.
Yeah.
So I think I bought like
too.
I bought like 10 accounts. I think it was like the end of September or beginning of October. So like the beginning of the end. So like I was just purely someone's exit liquidity. Like some poor soul that was like waiting for a payout for a month. Like they got paid because I bought. But then it immediately spiraled after that. I just think that, like, you know, you look at him, you know, he's challenging people to like fight him outside the street of his house. That's some pretty unhinged shit. He was, like I said, in order to have a payout, you had to put together a manual Excel spreadsheet in order to buy
weird.
It
was complicated.
You had to wire him money, and he was changing bank accounts.
I had to
like,
wire. Yeah, I wired like 2,500 to get 20 accounts. Which is like very easy to just like 10x your money because it's like so dirt cheap for 20 accounts for that much. It should be like 10,000, but he did like a fraction of the price. But it's like such a red flag that I'm like, you know, people are getting paid. I mean, I just want to see if I can get some money, and then if it falls, which I did have a lot of balance. I think I had 120,000 in total balance on all my accounts, which is still unpaid for. But yeah, I mean, we were going for that thrill of it being like very unstable. It's like, it's not when or if it fails, it's when it fails, and like it all just tumbled.
I wanted to be part of history, and I certainly was. We all were in our own little way. Some worse than others. I never had any hope for a payout. Like I literally, I put that money in, and then within 2 weeks, I was like, oh wait, this is like literally going down. But yeah, I mean, it sucked to see. Like I said, I'm sure you know people too that had pretty big balances up there, and it's just like, you know, especially if it's like I think a lot of people like the straight to funded model is very different than like the eval funded. And I think a lot of people really benefited from it. And it was their first time like working with a prop firm and having like this massive balance. So there's probably like this feeling of like, wow, like I've made it finally. And then for it to be with that one firm that goes down, it's disheartening. It was disheartening to see. So
that gave birth to Lucid there, huh?
It did. I mean, literally, like I think I wired, because like I said, me and my buddies were like, we were joking about it for a while, and I was like, dude, this ship is going down. Like this is going down, and like we have to like start acting right now because it's going to take us at least 6 to 8 months to like get one up. So I think it was, so if Scott, I think he put the initial announcement that it was done in like mid-November, right? I think by October, like I had already like started to like talk to people, get lawyers, like put everything in place, start talking to tech people, and just like lay the framework. Like a month before FTT went down. I mean, not like saying like, oh, I predicted it. Anyone that was watching probably knew what was happening. But yeah, I mean, I was like, this is going to go down, and we've got to be ready as quickly as possible. But you know what? I obviously wasn't the only one that had that idea, because the rush this year in new firms has been insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, it has been. There's just like a lot of demand.
The thing is, I think people look at this prop firm space and they're like, oh, it's a bubble and it's going to pop. And I kind of get what they're saying. Like, is there enough room for everyone that's like coming to the table right now, meaning the businesses, and probably not. Which is why I think we'll probably start to see more like 3 to 6 months, like 3 to 4 months starts and closures, because what I see a lot is that I think that companies are coming in expecting like the money to be fast and easy, and like it's just like a cash grab for them. Because it's like, I see how they're pricing and their plans and laying them out. It's like, we're gonna run them like 80% off. You can get fucking 20 of them. Sorry, you get 20 of them, and it's like everyone's looking at this like, whoa, like this seems crazy. And then they just walk it back within like a couple weeks. Like, all right, we're going down to 5 accounts. The price is now double. I've also got these rules, and it's like, to me, it's like they're just trying to grab early market share by having something that's like too good to be true. And then they immediately, it's just like they know it's not going to work, and they see the numbers not working right away, so they have to like pivot. So that's why like I think it was a little unfair because I think our rules were still relatively standard. We got a little criticism early on for being too hard, and I was like, listen, like I'm running with something that I know is gonna work. We might start slower, and you don't know me, but I'm gonna make things better as soon as I have enough information to confidently do that. Which is exactly what's happened. Like every 2 weeks, to my tech team's joy, every week I'm like, hey, what if like, can we shave off here? Like, can we reduce the train days here? Can we decrease costs here? Like, I'm always looking to make things better, and it's just like back and forth with my leadership team about like the best and most responsible way to do that. And that's why they're obviously, I'm not saying we're the biggest, but we're definitely one of the fastest growing coming out of this year.
Yeah.
So like the reason that's happening is because of the approach we've taken. Like the way that we structured our operating agreement for like our investment group, I'm like, don't expect any money until the beginning of 2027. Like from a profit distribution standpoint.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to take that long? I mean, not necessarily, but I'm like, we are going to take like a long-term vision. This is not like the way that we're running Lucid is going to be different than what everyone else is doing. And so just like buckle up for, this is not like a couple like kind of run and gun, hit it and quit it. And then we go up and down like some of these other companies are doing. Like we are planning like 5-10 years down the line. So I think that's why we've had some success in this like ultra competitive environment. And I mean, we've run pretty good discounts, but I mean, our discounts that we've never been like 20-30% cheaper than the competition, which you're seeing some companies do now. It's like, how are they making money on that? And it's like, they're probably not, we've always even at our most generous discount, we're always running it in the black. So we're not trying to grab market share by just being cheaper than everybody.
Yeah, 50% off was really like the best thing you guys could do. Now it's like, even this flash sales at 40. 40 is still really good pricing compared to like even other competitors like TradeFi, Funding Ticks. Which I think the only really, who do you think are your rivals, competitors that competes directly to Lucid Vision? I guess like TradeFi can be number one, right?
Probably number one. The thing is like, so a couple things have happened. Like obviously like Top Step right now, they're like the institution of like prop firms. Something that Top Step has that no one else can speak to is that like they were first. They've been around for like, I think it's over a decade at this point.
Yeah, like 14 years. I forget the number now.
Like no prop firm, like when you're around that long, obviously there are things that you do that are like can be perceived as unpopular. So there are critics of Top Step, but what you can't deny is like their longevity. And in a space with so much volatility amongst the competition, like that longevity that they have is like their gold. So I don't think we can ever compete with Top Step because they're always going to be like 10 years older than us. They're always going to be here first. Like they're like in their own league in a way from a reputation standpoint. But a lot of the other companies, like I think the bigger, like if I think of like to rattle off the biggest ones, like Tradeify, My Funded Futures, Take Profit Trader, Funded Ticks, Funded Next. Like I think the oldest there is My Funded Futures, and they're 2 years old. So like we're new. Yeah. So like we're new, but everyone else is pretty new as well. It just in prop firm time, like Tradeify, My Funded Ticks feel older because it just time moves that much faster.
I think they became 1 year old just recently too for TradeFi.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, I'm not like discounting that. Like they've done incredible, amazing work in their first year. But like we're all, if you compare Lucid and all those other companies, and if you compare them to Top Step, we're all new to the game. Relatively, Apex has been around pretty like they've been like 4 or 5 years at this point. But all of what I would consider are our biggest competitors, in a year from now, you're not going to like look at like who's first. You're just going to look at like who did it better. And so that's what we're focused on Lucid. Like that's why we're so focused on, data feed flexibility and dashboard development, because if we can accomplish what took other firms years to do.
Yeah,
I think it says
years.
a lot. It says a lot about what we got going for us. I know that the tech guys are watching this. They're like, they have like a tear coming from their eye right now because they've been killing themselves. So they're really proud of the work that they've done, honestly. And I'm proud of it too. It's like, you know, people are like, oh, like we're the cheapest, like, oh, like, you know, we can have the most accounts with us. I'm like, well, we're going to have all the platforms. We're going to have a real-time dashboard, which just something that just like it's such a different like value proposition, you know?
Yeah, real-time dashboard feels like something like the OG should have, but you guys have it somehow. Like that surprises me. Because TopStep I just found out TopStep did it like I think maybe like 60 days or 2-3 months ago. You guys already have it, like, and there's like every other firm. I feel like Take Profit Trade is like the one that has the slowest updates. They take like more than the 6 p.m. closure or the end of the day. It takes like all day midnight to update. So because they have daily payouts too, so it's like something you have to wait to even request. Is that something that you want to expand to, like a new plan, perhaps with, I don't know, to compete with another market like TPT with daily payouts, or is that something like you just want to do direct funded is your main thing?
So here's the thing. So for daily payouts, for a funded account, like Take Profit Trader is the only one that has it from Sim. I know that Trade Day has daily payouts with their, I think it goes straight to live though, where it's like eval live, and then they have daily. I'm not sure. I know they've made a bunch of changes. I'm not super read up on Trade Day, so I don't want to speak out of turn. Maybe someone correct me. But for Take Profit Trader, like they have the intraday trailing drawdown on the funded account, which I think is what makes it possible. Like it's so their eval is they still have a 50% consistency in eval.
50% consistency eval, but it's end of day there. Yeah. But for funded, it's intraday.
So like their eval, it's a 5-day pass, and they have a 50% consistency rule in the eval, and then they have an intraday trailing drawdown in the funded account. So like, I think those things make the daily payouts more feasible. Like for us, like you can, with our intraday dashboard, we have an end of day drawdown. You can, there's no consistency rule, and we have intraday activation. So you can theoretically, with us, if we had daily payouts on our account, you can buy an eval and take a funded account,
pass it. If it's 1 day past due, and then do payouts the same day. That'd be like probably the best thing you could do.
It would, but we'd have to charge like a lot. Yeah. We'd have to charge a lot more money for that. Like because
activation fee too.
You'd basically it's like a straight to payout account. Honestly, at that point, it would literally be straight to payout because you buy a test in the morning, you pass it by breakfast, and then you're requesting a payout by lunchtime.
Yeah.
The cost for that, I think. Well, first of all, it's something that no one's done. And then the cost would be, I don't even know. I haven't game planned it. So I think we would have to make another plan, and we'd have to like add rules to it, which, you know, one of the things we've like been tossing around the idea because we know how much people love the daily payouts, but like, we're like, well, we don't want to do an intraday drawdown. So it's like, do we add another plan? But it's like, doesn't adding another plan like dilute the main product?
It does. So, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, there's give and take, you know, at the end of the day, like we did just remove the 8 trading days requirement. So like all we have now, right now, it's only 5 days between payouts on Lucid Pro.
Oh,
that's pretty good. I mean, you know, you get payout once a week, as fast as once a week if you only have green days. So I feel like that's pretty good. That's at least a step in the right direction for those people that want daily payouts. But we do have, you know, if you want daily payouts with Lucid, you have to, you know, our live program has that.
The live program, yeah.
You can request money from our live like day one, and you can request it daily, and there's no objectives. Something that we are also looking at, and I think this is going to separate us. Yeah, this is, like I said, we're trying to be nothing 2.0. We're trying to be just Lucid 1.0. We do have another program that we're working on. It's not out yet.
Like a plan or a program?
It's a new plan type.
Oh,
not like new. It's like, I mean, I think it's been done before, but it's new for us. Our team wants to put together something like an evaluation that is, I think some people don't like the industry and the space because they're like, oh, like these types, this is not like real trading, like it's simulated. I mean, I don't agree with this. I'm just retorting things that are said. Like, oh, it's not real trading, it's sim, blah, blah, blah. So we're trying to create a more direct path to live for those.
Oh yeah.
For those that want to like, that just either they have a strategy or philosophically, they would rather like be in that type of model. So we're looking to do that. It's not like imminent. It's definitely something that there's a couple guys on my team that like really are about it, and they're the ones that are hard and work on it. So I think that's going to be something that like separates us too, in terms of our plan type. And theoretically, I mean, if you go from eval straight to live, you would be getting daily payouts day one on an account like that.
That's good. It's gonna be expensive though. I think I've seen a lot of firms try to do that. It's not that much of an appeal, but like maybe some people might enjoy it if they feel like it's like a live account.
That's what we're going back and forth on, because I think the current model is like you get like, I don't know, a couple $1,000s, right, direct into your deposit into the live account. We're trying to figure out a way where we can give people more money without charging them an insane amount.
Yeah, because anything more than like, I don't know, anything more than like 750 is like already kind of pricey.
We definitely, there's got to be, that's like believe me, we say the same thing about ourselves when we look at those options. We're like, I mean, I can just I could just put like, $5,000, $10,000 an amp, right? Like what's the deal? So we're trying to figure it out. But no, we definitely want to make the amount of money in there meaningful, and we want to make the price something that is like, you look at it, you're like, well, that's reasonable, and there's value there. So I'm not sure that they're going to be it's the most popular plan. Like, I think that people do like sim payouts more than anything, or at least the majority of the community does. But we're all about doing something different, and even if it's just a fraction of the community, if we can put something together that like the rest of the market's missing, and only 5 to 10% of our traders use it, but they love it, that's a worthwhile endeavor still.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to go over anything of the live program again? Like, do we finish off everything? Do we I think you guys you sent me like a handful of graphics just to finish off here.
I think we can go over it. Like, they're basically, I don't know if the graphics were too confusing for people. Did we go over both? We can go over it again. Like, I did a different graphic in a different way.
What about this graphic? Have you seen the screen? Is this the one that you want to show too?
Let me see. It's a slight delay.
Lucid live program.
Yeah. We can. There's another one that might be, because that's kind of similar to the first one. Let me send you something different. Here, give me a moment.
The viewers are always confused. You gotta make it very simple.
I sent you a bunch of stuff, so let me. We made a couple updates that might be a little bit similar.
Yeah. Do you watch UFC as well? There's Kamza versus Duplessis. If you watch UFC,
I heard about this is the match on this weekend, right?
Yeah. I was excited for that fight too, but it was like a letdown.
I heard it was kind of boring. I don't know why it was, but
it's just a lot of hugging for the whole fight. Like it's 3 rounds, 5 minutes each, 15 minutes of just pure hugging.
Mm-hmm. That's I guess that's like grappling, wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Very technical match.
So this is the one that you show. Okay, let's see. Transition to Lucid Live. Example: trader has 150K move live from Lucid. This is after they took 6 payouts, which is 3K, 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 and then it goes to 3,500. So I think when I was doing the math with you guys, it was like if you have 5 accounts, you take max payouts on all of them, you already get like about 97,000 in payouts already, and then you could take an additional 150,000. Is it 150,000?
Yeah, so like it's 150K. 150K is moved live after, like, let's say you have 5 like 150K pro accounts, and you hit max payout on all of them, and then you've still got 30K in each, so 180K balances.
Oh wait, I thought the rule was up to 15,000 per account. That's
direct. That's direct. This is Lucid Pro.
I see.
The move to live caps are different for pro.
I see. So this is the eval, but still 150K move to live. So that's after like almost 100K in sim payouts. You get 30K of the 150K. You get 30K in a live brokerage. You can do whatever you want. You can technically withdraw if you choose to, right?
You could. We wouldn't recommend that.
That would kill out the rest of the money. But then you get 120,000. That's a split, and then you get a bonus here too. So this is where it gets confusing. Every time with a 30K account, like if I have a 30K account, if I make 5,000 in the course of a week, the pool gives me another 5K plus 2,500, so like another 7,500. So me making 5,000 gives me another 7,500, which is like more than 100% increase right there. And that I can withdraw that 12.5 thousand if I want to, and just basically reset to 30,000 again, and just keep on recycling that, right? Is that how it works?
Kinda, yeah. Like, so basically, the 30,000 that goes into the live account on day one, that is immediately withdrawable.
Yeah.
Anything that's released from the trader escrow pool, the bonus pool, that is fully withdrawable after the live account's been open for 60 days.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good too.
So the reason that we do that is just so people understand. The point of doing this is to establish long-term relationships with our traders. So we know that some people, and we've seen this. I know this because I know a lot of traders that have moved live, and they're like, every prop firm has a live Discord, and people basically go into live and they YOLO the account.
They YOLO, yeah, they do.
They YOLO it.
Is there a daily loss limit on the live though? By the way, just to put this in.
Yeah. So yeah.
There has to be.
We're gonna make it like probably we're gonna recommend at least 20% of the account balance. So it'd be like
6,000.
So like 6,000. And just so we're clear, like if you're successful, like we're not gonna hold you. You can, if you build this out and like you take a 30K account and you make 5, you take 5, and your account's growing, and you're like, hey, like I've got a 100K account now. Could I get an adjustment? No problem. Like just go, like we're not gonna lock you. Like it can happen very quickly. Like we're very reasonable. The whole philosophy of Lucid is scaling. Like that's why we have a scaling daily loss limit in the funded phases. That's why we're scaling people up with capital, like scale. So we're not going to be a company where it's like, oh man, like I've got 210K now. Like, can I get a bump in my DLL? And we're like, no, like that's not how this is going to work. We want to, because if you go through this process, you obviously know what you're doing. And if you tell us that you need more risk to be like the best trader that you can be, I'm just going to take your word for it, because you're proving with your actions that like, you know your stuff. So we're going to be very flexible. Like we're going to be very flexible on like risk settings. Like, you know, it's like a conversation. Like you tell us, if you get to this point, you're already like, you know, top 5% of prop traders. And what we want to do is we want to find out what that top 5% of prop traders, what can you do if you're given capital scaling and total flexibility in life? Like, because then if you get through that, once you go through this whole process and you have all this, you have the escrow pool, you have the bonus pool released. I mean, at that point, between what we've put in and what you've earned, you're gonna have several $100,000. Obviously,
that's a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my idea around, like, if I complete the whole journey, you start with 30K, you have like at 180 in this pool. So like, I don't know the math to it, but maybe like if I make like 120,000, right? So something around there, you get 180. Or like, I'm just doing an estimate, but that'd be like you'd make one. If you take 30, you make 120, so you get an extra 120, and then you get an extra 60. You're gonna have several $100,000. Like you're gonna be in a position to do some real size. So the idea, basically, this is your pivot against your challenge against people taking the money and putting it to a personal account. If you start with 30K account, and the most ideal situation, like it doesn't have to be like in 1 month, but it could be like a year or whatever. They make 120,000 off the 30,000 count. They're getting another 180 on top of it, 300,000 total. So if you did it on a first account, you made 120, you keep 120. Here, you would get 120K profit plus a 180 bonus, making it 300,000. That's like more than double. Is that the idea here?
I think you're adding something twice. Basically, the idea is basically you're gonna, if you have 150K move live, 30K goes into the account, and you can earn up to another 180 on top of that for $210,000 total capital allocation.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, I think the math you're doing, you do have to make money. So like,
you make that first.
If you never take anything out, your ending account, if you just like go all the way and never take a withdrawal, the total amount of money would be, I think, 330. Yeah.
So if you make 120,000 in a live market without taking anything, you end up with 300,000 kind of total to pull out rather than just 120.
Correct. But you might, I mean, you definitely, we would definitely encourage, like, unless you're looking to be a multi-hundred lot trader, there's not a whole lot of reasons to keep 300K in there. We would probably tell you to take some payouts. I would definitely tell you to take some payouts. But what would happen is, like, if you get to that point, it's not like, okay, like, you got your bonuses, you got your escrow pool, like, go somewhere else. Now it's like, okay, you've proven that you're a successful simulated trader. You've proven that you're a successful live trader. Let's go now to a desk phase where you are with other people that have went through this path that you can collaborate with, and let's figure out what we can do. And like, I can't tell you exactly what we're going to do for each trader because every trader is going to be different. Like, we have to see what kind of trader you are. Mm-hmm. And then Lucid is happy to continue to support. Like, we're going to continue to throw resources at you, whether it's like making available like a data analytics department. If we have developers that can help you code things for your strategy or automate things, like, the way that I see it is anyone that gets through the end of this process, meaning this live thing that we're looking at, they should have Lucid's full backing so that we can figure out how to like mutually benefit from your continued successful trading.
Yeah. I think what you guys need is to hire like a good animator just to basically explain how, like, you start with this account, you start this balance, this is how this is why this is better to trade the Lucid Live versus just taking it to a personal account, because this, you could basically like more than double your money here, make 5 take 5 type of thing. Like, if you can give that good explanation, I think people would actually like see the appeal to it.
We just hired a designer to do that. We want like an explainer video, right? Like where it like walks you through with a voiceover. Yeah, I get it. We definitely need. It's definitely something that's unique, so it needs to be.
It took me a while too. We were going back and forth for like, I think like an hour, like in the private. I'm like, is this how it works? Like, I'm so confused. But now it makes sense, and like I see the appeal to it now. Like, it definitely rewards traders if they do good.
It's just got to be like, we just want to create the big things that we're looking to change are create a clear incentive for people trading live with us, and for traders to, like, when they say like, oh well, there's no point in like trading live with a prop firm, like, except for Lucid. That's like what I want to do, but it's going to take some time. I know it's going to, like, I'm sure that like my Discord is like, the people that are watching this are like, wait, what's going on? So that's why we're doing a town hall tomorrow. We're going to have a design team put together some animations to make it all clear. I've got to write my documentation and make it public still. But yeah, no, it's different. It's going to take time for people to wrap their head around. But like, that's okay. Like, we're trying to do things differently. That means that we have to just constantly have clear communication, explain people what we're doing. And we're pretty confident that by the time, once they get it, they're like, it's like a light bulb moment. We're like, oh, like, I get why Lucid's doing this, and it's awesome. That's like my goal.
It's good. You know how many live traders you guys have already? I should have asked that already.
We do have a live trader. Our first live trader.
Just one.
Just one guy. Just one guy. Like I said, it's going through the funded phase. It takes time. So he's we have our eyes on a couple different people that we do have our eyes on a couple people that definitely have potential. That are
6 payouts, right?
Actually, yeah, 6 payouts. I mean, we moved him live before he got to 6 payout.
Okay.
Because like he was smoking it, like he was really, really good. So we knew that like there was no question. And you know what? He was a really like just really consistent trader. So we just knew right away, we're like, this guy should be live. So we moved him early. But generally speaking, if you're not like that good, like if we're like, oh well, let's just see how it plays out, we'll let you go to 6 payouts.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lanto might be the next one because he got 2 payouts. And I last time I asked him, I was like, how much do you have left? And then he said like 10,000, 11,000, something crazy. I was like, God damn! Like, so like he took 2 payouts already, 6,000 total. So you have like 10,000 left or something, and he's still going for the 3rd payout, 4th payout, and just gonna keep on going. So he's happy. He's a happy camper right now.
I'm glad to hear it. We love happy traders.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Last questions here, guys. We gotta wrap this up. I usually end the stream at 3 sometimes. Like if I get too distracted, if I'm like focused on trade, we run a little bit longer. But
have you been slinging? Have you been slinging trades this entire time?
Just one trade. That's it. Like I'm usually going for 1 trade a day type of thing, like basic. So I'm copy trading a lot of accounts. So I'm up 400 on all my accounts right now, except Lucid, which is the most disappointing thing because I wanted to like trade Lucid, but I forget that like it's not copy traded because I don't have the multi trade copier yet. But like once I do, this Lucid's I'm gonna try to get the next live count, be the next person.
I mean, you're there, and if you have to wait for whatever reason, you'll be ready to come home in October. You know,
in October, yeah.
We've got Trade of It coming.
There's like Judas Jones, like what incentive is there to be live trade with Lucid? The quick summary is you basically we've been going over this, but you basically get like a bonus every time you make money on the live count, which is actually cool. I think I'm gonna try to make a post out of it, try to see if I can explain it in a way that is easier for people to get. But I think it's better than the Top Step one. Top Step, you've seen the Top Step milestone, right?
I saw that they announced it. It's been a while since I looked at it. From what I remember, like if you hit certain profit targets, you just get like X amount of money, right?
Yeah. But it's like one per month. So if you hit like 3-4 of them, you're limited to one of them each month. Mm-hmm. But it scales up. Like it really becomes good when you make like $50,000 or something. But for your case, if you make 5,000, you already made like 7,500 extra on top of it, which is crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think that this is Top Step. What they announced it like a month or two ago. I think you're going to see a lot more. You're going to see a lot more of this from other firms as well. I mean, like obviously, like Tradeify did something recently that's like you said, competition style quarterly bonuses. Mm-hmm. But like I think you're going to see a lot more of this from companies because the live is the area that like has the most room for people to like set themselves apart. Like there's no blueprint because no one's done anything really until like, you know, the last month or so. So yeah, I mean, I think that I wouldn't be surprised for people to like, you know, take the things that like Top Step, Tradeify, and us have been doing and like iterate on it, copy it. I mean, honestly, I don't care. Like, I think that it'd be good. It's good for traders. Like every firm, like competition is good because it forces the firms to have to like improve things for
yeah, they do. Because like the top of my head is like TradeFi right now, like the easiest comparison because it's very similar. Like they forfeit profit. You guys are holding it for bonuses. So now I feel like you're putting pressure on them to like actually not forfeit profits and like do something else now. Or maybe copy your idea, which is like it's a very good idea already. I feel like I think I wasn't seeing the appeal until like I hear the bonus part. I'm like, okay, now it makes it worth your while because you're giving. I feel like if I were to implement this, I'll give them like a 50% bonus, but you're giving like a double the bonus. So if someone make 5,000, I'll be like, okay, we'll give you another 2,500 or something. But you're doing much more than that, which is very, very generous. Oh, yeah, Brett Semma's here too.
He does have. Everyone has permission to milk.
I mean, Brett is a very good trader too. Like, if you're a top one trader, so top one futures, is it called?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, Brett was milking them, and he's telling me that he's gonna milk them dry, so they go under earlier, and he got payouts, and then they just decided to cut him off. So, do you give Brett permission right now to trade for Lucid under like normal conditions as a trader?
We don't have. I don't think we have any. We've never made any restrictions yet, so I'm not going to take a stand now. That's for sure.
That's a green light right there for Brett.
I definitely. I think that I'm not really familiar. Like I don't know there's so many firms and all their rules change so quickly. I'm not familiar with what the details of Top One are. Mm-hmm. I just know that they've made a lot of changes. And
retroactive. Lots of retroactive.
I don't like changes are fine. Like I think changes, like if a firm knows they need to do something but they do it not retroactively and they give people time and it's like, you know, they don't screw anyone over. It's what's in the best interest for everybody. If a firm feels like they have to do it, you know, the best firm for anyone to trade at is a well-capitalized firm. But yeah, they've made a lot of retroactive changes and that's just like a red flag for me. And I think they did something. Yeah. Someone, I don't know if it was them first or someone else did it, and then they copied it. Where like your negative days affect consistency too.
Oh yeah, I think that's like an ETF thing. I remember. It's like weird. Like it gets complicated.
Dude, like having consistency work both ways is brutal. man,
Yeah.
that's rough. I don't know if they applied that retroactively, but that's kind of nuts.
Has there any ideas that you have that you might need to do retroactively so far, like that you need
no, I
to
mean,
push out?
no, I mean, I think the one thing that we want to do is like, because we've been only like we've run, I wouldn't say like aggressive like discounts. Like we don't want to be like, you know, the 50% thing that we did, that's to celebrate the launch of a product, right?
Mhm.
We definitely, once we have all the platform options, like then we want to be like, we want to be competitive, but we're not looking, I don't want to be the cheapest. I want to be competitive, but I'd rather deliver value in other ways. So I think just like over time, like we'll probably be like, you're not going to see like Lucid constantly at the very top of like the, you know, sorted from cheapest down, like prop firm comparison charts. Like we're not going to be there forever because we're trying to build a premium brand. Does that mean we're going to be like 20-30% more expensive than everyone else? No, but we're just going to have more standard pricing, but we're going to have a lot of things that I think, you know, justify a premium pricing. So it's going to take some time, but it won't take that long.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a very reassuring thing there. Ask AJ when Lucid's gonna match that 1K if not paid until for out. Oh, have you heard about that? I mean, I'm not sure.
I have.
You guys
heard
are
about
paid
this.
quick.
I just I mean, we could just, it would be empty because we've never taken longer than 12 hours to approve. So like, I don't know. It's just
it's a markable brand, like I guess mission. I guess if you are already doing like within like the day payout, just to include. I guess I don't know. There's only one firm that's doing that for the next. But they take a little long. They don't do instant payout. It takes like usually like 6 hours, 5 hours. But yeah,
I mean, it's great that I saw that like they said they've only had to do it one time and like they did pay out. Like that's great, but it's like I don't like. That's like I can't even make a comparison because it's like saying that we're gonna like offer money for something that we're already like already not doing. Like it just like I don't know. Our admin said we. See, I said our admin's got an attitude, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't feel like we have to do that because we're already paying out in an average type of minutes, so it would be kind of redundant. You know?
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like any payout denials, I feel like stumps your growth. So like if you can steer away from that, it's just only up from here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's like there's obviously like this. We have no hard breach rules like news trading, DCA, flipping. It's all fine. The big thing, I think the big thing is like hedging, right? So if you've got people that are hedging between users, or if you've got people that are like trying to YOLO one account to sacrifice the other, like that's pretty prohibited. But we've got a system in place to like track that, like when it happens that day. So like no one's done it yet. We got our first flag the other day. So we just emailed the trader and said, hey, like you've done this, like please see this rule. Don't make us have to email you again, you know?
What happens? What happens when someone hedges? Like it could be like a trade copier, let's say, like one flips, one doesn't.
Well, there's hedging is like if you have a copier and like you're accidentally in a long and a short from a copier issue for like 5 seconds, we don't do anything. Like that's an accident, you know. But we don't like we do flag from that. Like we get like every time that happens, we get a flag on our back end. But like we look at it and we're like, oh, this was clearly just some kind of like misfire. This lasted 3 seconds. They flattened right away. And honestly, they usually come into Discord and tell me. They're like, dude, like my copier messed up and like I was long and short for like 18 seconds. Like, am I banned? I'm like, no, dude, like it's fine.
These other firms, there's a lot of repercussions. Like they could just deactivate the account just because of that trade copier mistake. So they give you like PTSD. Yeah. There's other firms that does that. Or they'll just move profits maybe for an entire day or something. If you were up like 1,000, you had that trigger up issue, they just remove that whole 1,000 profits. Something it's just something like very punishable, even like if it's a few seconds or like a minute, or it's like accidental, but like, you know, it's a trade copy issue for the most part. Usually it's not like because the user want to do it.
Yeah, I mean that seems pretty punitive. I didn't realize that other firms would breach your account for like an accident like that. Yeah, I don't know. So what we've done, like if we have this is like the first time we've seen a trader like do it persistently and in a way that looks intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So we just reached out to them via email. We're waiting for them to respond. We're like, hey, like we provided them like, hey, here are the trades where, it appears that you're hedging. Here's, by the way, like here's this policy, like what's going on here. They haven't gotten back to us. I'm looking to like I don't want to deny any payouts. So if they're like they can explain it's an honest mistake, like whatever, like we'll figure it out. I'm not looking to ban anybody for something like that they didn't understand. But it's like if we talk to them and it's like they just keep doing it, it's like, bro, like what are you doing here? You're trying to, like, we talked to you already, we have this rule, like what's going on? So I mean, I don't know, we're gonna be going through it for the first time. We're just trying to handle it diplomatically. But other than that, like if you go long and short for a second because of a trade copy, like maybe you get stopped out and you have a limit order somewhere, you don't sweat it. We're not going to delete an account for that.
Okay,
but if
that's
you
good.
are,
what if it's like minutes, like 5 minutes? It's still asking it to them, but like it's like they just realize 5 minutes late, 10 minutes later.
It's pretty obvious when it's being done like intentionally, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like we're looking at the activity. Like it's if there is like a pattern of behavior where we can see like it's different, and that's when we're going to be taking action. Dude, so we get hedging flags every single day because we've got thousands of traders. Some of them get stopped out, like they get stopped out on one trade, but they're not like stopped out on the other, or like one of them accidentally flips. There's so many things that can happen. So we're not like reaching out to any of those traders that have like a momentary lapse. There's a calculation that shows us like how it's not like it's how many times, how many flat to flat positions were they hedged, how long were they hedged, how much money did they make. It's not just like we get a flag anytime it happens, but it's like we can tell based on how it's flagged, like does it like warrant us to take any action.
Okay, that's good. That's very good because there's this one case recently for TPT. This user accidentally hedged. Like it was like I think it's like for seconds or something, and TPT deactivate the account, 10,000 worth of profits, and he only got it back after the social, like the media posts was like getting like a lot of impression, a lot of views, and then a lot of people were disappointed, and then TPT was like, okay, we'll honor this, we'll give you a warning as a one-time thing. So it was like that's like where like I guess that's where probably people are coming your chat or your Discord like begging you, please don't ban me. It's like I was an accident. So that's because other firms are very restrictive on these type of things. And one mistake could just cost them their whole account of profits, or just like wipe the profits day or whatever it could be. But
to me, what that screams is that they have a system in place that flags it, and then they don't have anyone to look at it. It just gets banned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right? It's like flag one goes up. You were long and short in multiple positions. That's an automatic. They have a process in the back end that just like gets batch deleted. That's, to me, that's just laziness. Trading, when people are trading and you give them multiple accounts, I think there's like a responsibility to like at least take a moment to be like, okay, like was this an error? Like we've all been there. Like I'm assuming like any company that is run by people that like have traded these accounts before can put themselves into the mindset of a trader. Like it's worth it to spend, that you can't, once you kind of get that, even if you end up doing the right thing. And I think Take Profit Traders, they're a pretty good company from what I hear. I know lots of people have got paid out from them. Like just the PR, like the PR that you have to do to fix that, like stain on your reputation once it happens, it's worth it just to take a little bit of extra time to look at what happened, like just hire a couple more support people that can look at the fills and see, like, what I mean? It's not easy. It's time consuming, but it's not rocket science. Like just look and see if it seems like an accident or not. I don't know why. I mean, that's always been my mindset. I'm like, okay, like someone, like, for example, we have like we want people to hold trades for a little bit from like micro scalping. It's not like we let it go all the time, because it's like you look at the trading and it's like, all right, well, this person's just got a super high win rate like strategy. It's not like he's full porting his account for one tick over and over again trying to game sim. He's just a scalper. Like it doesn't take a lot to just look at that and just do the right thing. But I think there's a handful of companies that have always done things the right way. I think like It's pretty obvious based on, how things have shaken out, who has that good reputation. And then there are companies that just like, they take the shortcuts and it ends up harming their reputation. So Lucid's trying to be like, we're gonna have, we've really prided ourselves on our customer support. People are always telling us how great it is, and we want to maintain that matter how big we get. So
yeah, there's one thing that like we Smart Platform, we do the cash backs, we do other benefits. There's one thing that we also try to do is more like purchase protection, where like if you have any issue with a firm, you can come to us and then we can we have a direct line of contact. So far, like I don't think we ever made had a ticket for Lucid. So it's TradeFi too. There's like one time for TradeFi, it was like this guy getting PTC. He's like, I got my payout usually within like 10 minutes. It's been 3 hours. Are they okay? And stuff like that. I'm like, no, you just gotta wait a little bit. But just speaking of that, like there's other firms that was more volatile. Like I think FundingX is the one that's like very volatile right now, where they're getting issues left and right, where you have a team just handling that, and it's a lot of back end work for both sides. But so far, for Lucid, I don't think there's ever an issue that came to us. That's why we don't really ask you guys anything. It's been smooth sailing so far.
No, like I said, I mean, we've approved everyone in less than 12 hours. The only time it's taken money, less than minutes to be dispersed is when it was their first payout and they were still like pending bank verification. But like as soon as we always send money to people like within like as fast as humanly possible, right? That's why we got Plaid. Is Plaid has those instant real-time deposits for everyone in the United States. So, I mean, like I said, if you look at the payout standard, like who set the high bar, it's like TradeFi and My Fund of Futures. Like, like you're getting paid out. Like that's where everyone in the space should be striving to be. And if you're not taking the time to do that, you're either not investing in payout approval staff, or you're not investing in something on the dashboard side, because it's not hard to it's not hard to approve a payout.
Yeah. Is the idea for, I think this is where I was thinking about, like the idea for Lucid to catch any mishaps before they hit a payout, rather than they hit a payout and then you're reviewing their trades. That's like kind of Apex style.
Well, honestly, I'm honestly impressed, because they've managed to like people don't even care about getting denied there anymore, which is very impressive. Like it's just like part of doing business.
It's a 20 count dream.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I guess my philosophy is like, if someone gets to pay out and they did something that's against the rules that we didn't catch it, like, I mean, that's really my fault, because we've put a lot of stuff in place that we get reports every day. Like anything that, like I said, it's really like our plans don't have a lot of like catches, like flipping's allowed, DCA's allowed, news trading's allowed. Micro scalping is just something that we look at. It's not like explicitly banned. Like you can do it a little bit, and even if you go over the threshold, it's not a denial. It's just hedging. Hedging is the big one, because you're just purely trying to game the system. You know what I mean? So if we see hedging, we get notified of that daily. Like I said, we see most of that, like 99% of the ones that we've seen from a hedging perspective, it's just accidents or it's minimal.
What about the hedging that's like more targeted? Like I think I talked to this other prop CEOs where it could be like a friend, another friend, someone long, someone short. Has that something that you guys been catching lately, or aware of? I guess
we look for it. I mean, basically, what happens is when an account gets flagged for hedging, right? We get a report on it, and then we see the IP address that was lagged in. We see where they like everything, all the information about the user. Like it's all, we see everything. We see what software they logged into. Like we get a lot more info. Like we get complete like transparency on what is going on with the trader, and we capture all of that information. So we haven't had a situation yet where we've had to like deny anyone. Like I said, we did have one where we're like, we've have to reach out to him and see what's up. Because I mean, listen, it could be someone that's like trading an account for the first time, like, oh, I didn't read the rules. They probably know what they did, but like, we're not looking to call it to be like We don't want to be one of those social media posts online like, oh, I got to pay out and I got denied and Lucid didn't tell me why. So it's like, get it when it happens, not when it's too late.
Yeah.
You know, our policy for hedging is if we catch you doing it, and like we can remove profits from the hedge thing. We have not done that yet, just to be clear.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really keep on pushing firms, like just give all the information up front of or whatever they rule they break, or they could just turn against you. They're like, oh, look, Apex denied me. They didn't give me a reason. It's vague. Like, they just basically control the narrative. But if you give them everything, like here's the hedging, here's the logs of it, here's what you exactly did, you broke all the rules, they really can't have that control.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not it's not even broken. It's one rule. We have one rule. Don't hedge.
Yeah.
And even, you know, dude, it's so funny. Like I write all of our documentation like myself, like everything on the help center, like I wrote it. And so I wrote like the initial hedging policy, and I thought it was comprehensive. And then I had a bunch of people like, well, what about like I trade like synthetic products? Like I go like long gold, like short Dow. And I'm like what? Like, what do you so I'm like, but I'm like, you know what? Like I didn't like cover that specific because I hadn't really thought about it. But I'm like, you know, there's still, if you're like creating a synthetic product, like that's still like, if you're telling me that, like I've looked it up, I'm like, this does appear to be legitimate. I'm like, sure. So I specified it, like what you can't, like what we're really trying to do with hedging. I've given specific examples of what you can do, like long and short, and what you can't, because I got asked so many times. The spirit of the rule just says that you can't by yourself or in conjunction with anyone or conjunction with like other firms trade in a way where you're going long and short, like the same product, to try to sacrifice one account to profit on another, right? So like it's just, if you're trying to like, you know, game theory it from a mathematical standpoint where you're not really trading and you're just like, I'm just going to buy accounts, I'm going to blow one up to pass one, I'm going to blow one up to get one to pay out, and you're doing that with yourself or with as a team or with other firms, that's what's not allowed. If you want to go long, if you want to go long gold and short VIX futures in the same account, go ahead. There's still risks there. It's not like you're guaranteed to make money. We're just looking for people that are trying to game the system and guaranteeing payouts for themselves.
Yeah, that's good. There's still a lot of people here. We've been running for a very long time now. What I want to do is one more.
I can talk, man. I can talk.
What I want to do is just reward the people that still stick around by one more account. I can do it from my side. So
yeah, we got you. One more. Yeah. We'll give you one more.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Let's do like a fun one. AJ, if you could give a number from 1 to 200, type in the private chat. They could give a guess there. First one to get it here.
1 to what? 1 to 200?
1 to 200. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I specify a limit, so there's gonna be a lot of spam. I'm just gonna look at the first. Oh, there's already one person. The first like 10 messages is Top G. This was the number was 21, by the way, so that was done really quick, just for a surprise there.
Definitely, I can say that it's not rigged. This one was not rigged.
Yeah. That happened like the first 10 messages. He had that coming. He's like 21. I got it. That number, like, did you have any meaning to that number? Like, why 21 out of 200 numbers?
That was my number. It was my hockey jersey growing up.
Okay, I see. So maybe I don't know how they know, but that was a very easy guess. Usually when I do this, it takes a while because like there's 200 guesses. Most people are guessing the same number. But yeah, Top G, you won there.
Oh man, that was rigged.
Anyways, is there any last note before we wrap this up? This has been like almost a 3-hour stream now.
I think people are probably sick of hearing from me, but I mean, I'm down to do it again if the
next announcement for Ninja Trader in October. We got to run it back.
We'll be here in October, that's for sure.
There we go. Some people are still guessing. Well, that wraps it up. If you have a final note to the viewers, AJ, you can close it out here.
No, I just appreciate you guys taking your time. You know, I know we're new, but we've got a lot of good things going for us. And if you already turned with us, that's great. If you're still hesitant, just come hang out in our Discord and you'll come around whenever you feel comfortable enough, and we'll be there for you.
Yeah. Oscar asked, why Lucid instead of others? Can you give one, I guess, sentence of like why Lucid instead of others that you could say? Best of your abilities.
I've got the most psychotic development team that's going to build the sickest platform that we've got going in the space. That's why.
Good answer. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this up here. Top G, you won. Yes, you make a ticket in the Discord, and we're gonna head out here. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna do a normal stream here. Thank you for AJ for coming on. CEO of Lucid, guys.
Later, guys. Thank you.